And it is truly amazing that this man, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and able to put together music with so many levels of music within one song that, and he's got these kind of mental issues. I had no clue, but it was a very unique interview done in a Porsche Cayenne, I believe it was,
Oh, wow.
as they were driving through LA and these different places where he used to live, and brings back memories. And in one of them, one of the places that they didn't actually stop, they just drove by it, and he started crying with all the memories that he has, and he has not forgotten one thing. And he's 79.
I was going to say, he's older than
79.
you. Almost.
And, yeah, and a brilliant mind with mental illness. It's heartbreaking, and to see that, it just gives you a complete different perspective on his influence
Beach Boys in
on
general?
on music in general. Long interviews that were scattered throughout this hour and a half long program with Elton John. And the thing, and Elton John, what Elton John had to say about Brian Wilson was truly remarkable. And he told his side of the story in his relationship with Brian Wilson from the heart. You
I
could
didn't
tell.
realize they had an ongoing
and this admiration
friendship.
that Elton John had for Brian Wilson was truly amazing.
Well,
I think of
I'm
when
sure
I think of
Elton John
Elton
was
John
kinda
as
listening.
such a huge ego, and nobody's better than him, but that was not the case at all. And it gave me a little bit of appreciation that I didn't have before with Elton John.
I haven't seen the Elton John movie.
I'm not either.
I understand it's worth seeing. Worth seeing for the acting as well as for the story. I'm a huge fan of the Freddie Mercury movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. If it's on TV and I
You'll
see
watch
it,
it.
I watch it. I love that show. But again, it's
Some aspects of it toward the end,
well, in the middle it gets really weird.
yeah,
but
just too weird.
the Elton John movie is supposed to be just as good.
Tell me,
Oh, a DeLorean.
a DeLorean
With the whip.
with the
Spark catcher.
Back to the Future catcher on it. That is too cool. Yeah, it's a reproduction.
There's Lurleen.
Yes, cars are still rolling. Ooh, look at that. Is that a 67?
Let me see.
60,
yeah, it's got vent windows, so it's a 67.
67 Camaro. Oh, those Gen 1 Camaros, they just do it for me. That's my car. Gosh, I wish I could afford one. Are you guys still farting around with 23 minutes in? I know iHeart works, and I'm really proud that I have something to do with that. It's on my computer. Because I don't have, you guys stay over there. We'll stay over here. See, look, we got levels where it's not distorted. So if you can hear us on
Facebook works, and we're just showing the cars out there.
Yeah. So if you can hear us on all of the Restream products, that doesn't work right now. But if it cuts it. Go over to iHeart, iHeart.com or the iHeart app, and download the iHeart app and look for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and then you can actually hear this fabulous conversation that we're having. There are some really good music videos of artists that are out now. It seems like a new thing with videos and documentaries about these artists.
Oh, of the past?
Yeah. Or that are still alive and like the Brian
He's got
Wilson
a Pink
one.
Floyd shirt on.
Hey, did you go to the Pink Floyd concert the other night? I was there. Wow. Is that your first one? Oh, but the Pink Floyd shirt. Yeah. We love it. Very good.
Well, you went to Scotch Floyd or something like that.
Brit Floyd. It
Brit
wasn't
Floyd,
Scotch. No, it wasn't.
Irish Floyd.
Yeah, no, this was Brit
Floyd
Floyd.
Mayweather.
Yeah, it was really a good concert.
Floyd the Barber. That's even better.
What a great name for a group.
Floyd the Barber.
What group do you play in, Jeff? Oh, I'm the drummer for Floyd the Barber. Can you turn the that microphone on down there?
Are we on?
He's got
He's on
Mars.
Mars.
Yeah.
I got
He's
Mars,
on the green
Mars,
one.
you just stay over there, okay? So I want to know when Red Card is going to start playing again.
I'll find out. There was a date that I missed due to circumstances, but they're getting some things together. Chris and Kenny are down in Galveston playing their duet at Waterfront Bar and Grill. They do that weekly, so that's good for them.
Really?
A duet.
Yeah, sure.
So they're a couple.
No, they play guitar. Don't go there, Conrad.
They play guitar together.
They each have a guitar. Yes.
So one's on the frets and the other's strumming.
Not that way. I can see which way you're leaning today.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jeffrey, I wanted to ask you about, did you happen to see the new Cadillac GT prototype?
I did. I did.
That is absolutely. How many different ways can you redesign those GT prototype cars? They have redesigned this GT prototype. Did you see it?
Smooth.
Oh, my God.
gorgeous.
And what do they call it? Something flying, not a flying wing. Wedge. Something. And they've got these blades. That's what it was. And they've got these blades that are kind of like airfoils over the wheel wells. Then that whole, just unbelievable.
Well, and if I remember correctly, that car is going to replace the current DPI cars that they're running in IMSA, and they are going to be qualified. They can qualify for Le Mans, which is the intent. The current DPI cars don't fit the Le Mans rules.
And that's,
So-
that's
that
the whole
is-
point. They got to follow. They got to go by
gotta-
the book of rules.
Right.
And if you're out of line on that, then it's not gonna run.
And that's going to be an electric hybrid, so it's going to have a gas motor, but there's also going to be an electric propulsion.
Kind of like Formula One.
Yeah.
Right.
Formula One has that. Yeah.
Well, and the hyper cars at Le Mans all do that. Le Mans was last week, and both Corvettes cratered.
Yeah.
You know what?
I did watch.
Despite what they're doing over there, we're going to take a break here. Is that okay with
yeah,
you?
he's got
I
control.
don't care. We're going to take a break. So whatever you're doing over there, Mars, you just don't do anything.
We're going to
We're
commercial.
going to commercial. So this is the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show, and we'll be right back.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Lupi's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rod, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Lupi Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Lupi trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeartRadio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk.
Oh, I guess I need to turn the page. Howdy. Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, coming to you live today from Loopy Tortilla in Katy, Texas, the home of tailpipes and tacos. Just ahead, talk to some of the participants in this Father's Day weekend event. Conrad will have This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you updated on the stories making car news this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. David Ainsley, who's now officially on vacation. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. By the way, we've had some sort of, audio technical difficulties with Restream and whatever. We're not going to worry about that. We're moving on this Saturday morning. Yeah, we're coming to you live out here. Great turnout. A lot of people here. Can you show that picture of the?
Yep, it's up.
Participants out there.
I thought we weren't supposed to refer to the video.
Well, we're not. So just shut up over there and be my wife.
So does that make me number 4?
Good morning.
Well, that'd work because we don't have sex.
So.
Anymore.
Yet. Oh, God. So, at any rate, I thought what I'd do is, because I missed it in the last segment, that we would do this week's car review.
Okay.
Are you good with that? I had a chance to drive the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Available trim levels are the Laredo, the Altitude, not Attitude, but Altitude. It's only one letter off. Overland, the Summit, and the Summit Reserve. I had the Summit L Reserve 4x4. It is considered by the United States government as a standard SUV. In other words, body on frame. It's also a midsize, whatever you want to call it. The most awarded vehicle ever from Jeep for any manufacturer, as a matter of fact, as far as SUVs are concerned. Now, it will seat up to 6 or 7 passengers. It was all new, an all-new vehicle last year. What makes it all new is the fact that it's got a third row in it, and they've made it bigger. Exterior features, 7-slot upper grille, lower opening, contains a bumper in it, which is unique. Still has the popular straight body lines on it, dual exhaust tips integrated in the lower valance, nice-looking, thin tail lamps. What I liked about it, well, Jeep didn't stray too far from the outgoing model, which was the standard and the one that won all the awards. Well, thank goodness they didn't do that. I remember the Ford Taurus. Remember when they went from that kind of a square body to that round thing? Took a nosedive, and that was the end of the Taurus in my mind. Anyway, what could use improvement? Now, this is just my opinion. Stop building bigger models upon the redesign, because this is it's noticeably larger. Not that I have anything against the being larger, but it's like, why is it that all of the redesigned cars always have to go a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger? If they're going to do that, then let's name it something else, the big one or something. Do you want the big one? Anyway, interior highlights, beautiful interior layout with the transmission shifter, rotary knob on the center console. It does have the Uconnect system. It gets redesigned, but still easy to use. This thing had the Macintosh sound system in it. Holy Toledo, that thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
heard it.
top of the line. You did. You must get that. If you're going to buy one of these, get that Macintosh option. Wow, it's tremendous. Plush interior on the upper trim levels, comfortable seating, cargo trunk room, more than adequate, especially with the third row down, as you can imagine. What I liked about it, the usability of every inch of the interior of that vehicle. What could use improvement? Big question mark there. I don't know. 3.6-liter V6, 290 horsepower, 257 pound-feet of torque through an 8-speed automatic transmission, tow rating 6,200 pounds. 18 miles per gallon city, 25 highway for a combined of 21. Now, this is the car that we took on last weekend's adventure trip to Granbury, Texas, and the remote up there for the Lone Star Street Rod Association. Thank you, Jeep. Thank you, Kimberly Schultz, for allowing us to take that. I got 19.1 miles per gallon over 807 miles we
It's
put
a
on
comfortable
that
ride,
thing.
too. I sat in the center section of the vehicle, and it's very comfortable.
It is very comfortable. What could use improvement? If I were going to buy one, I would get the V8. It's still an option. The thing weighs 6,500 pounds.
Wow.
And the V6 just didn't have enough oomph for me in my driving style. But it seemed like the V6 struggled a bit. Anyway, ride and handling, oh my gosh, great. You'll love it. Base trim price, $59,660. Price is tested, $67,090. Base model price, surprisingly, $40,325. Good luck in trying to find something like that. Competitors, the Kia Telluride for $33,390, the Honda Pilot for $38,080, and the Volkswagen Atlas for $34,335.
Out of those four, I would stick with the Jeep. Out of those four.
I would too. And, you know, you're thinking, oh, well, you know, the Jeep's a lot more expensive than these other ones. Yeah, but the Jeep does amazing things, especially off-road. And if you, you know, have the country flair going on, you're going to get away for the weekend, going up to the ranch,
I think
something
it's an
like
edge
that.
on quality, too.
I agree.
An edge on quality.
Yeah. And the name. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it does have that kind of reputation. So that is the review today of the Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Thank you for playing along. Are we going to have any guests today now that we got the Restream working there, Mr. Mars? Oh, he's got to go find them. Okay. He's been busy over here, and so we didn't want to stray too far.
Okay.
Yeah?
David, I'm going to switch.
It's. I'm sorry. What did you say, Conrad?
Is that like a Stray Cat?
Stray Cat. Can you sing that song?
They had a bunch of good songs. They weren't a one-hit wonder. But no. Can I sing the song? You don't want to hear me sing. No. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
Really? That doesn't surprise me. Oh, I can't either. But I still try, tempt.
Actually, Conrad sings 10 or 12 miles from here.
Mama
You've
sings
used that
bass.
joke. You used that joke before?
I know. We do Stray Cats. The band does Stray Cats.
It's like my dad asked me one time, he goes, "What'd you do with all the money I gave you for singing lessons?" I said, "I don't know. It went up in smoke."
Literally. Oh, my God. Can you admit all that stuff out here in public like that?
He
Why
just
not?
did.
He did. And he hasn't been arrested yet.
What a good collection of cars showed up today.
It truly is. It's a very nice collection. And I am particularly enthralled by the DeLorean Back to the Future car.
We're going to get you a ride in that.
You know, I'm good. I just rather sit back and enjoy the...
It's got all the wires. It's got all of the doodads on it.
Somebody did their homework on that particular car.
Doodads.
And,
I like
and
well, it is Father's Day, so you got to have doodads.
that's right. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, to you.
Happy
Thank you.
Father's Day.
Yeah, what?
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody. Yeah, this is the Father's Day edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show at Lupi Tortilla. The Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. Glad you could join us today. We've had all sorts of technical issues. Seems like we always do.
But usually they finish right as the show starts. This one that kind of went into quite a bit of the show.
And there's a company that we use called Restream, and they send out our broadcast to all of these different podcasts around the world. And there was some sort of an issue, and Mars said, Oh, well, I talked to the technician, and he said that there's not anything wrong. Really?
We have a technician.
I know. But he doesn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, but he isn't listening to what's going on. He's just sitting in a room somewhere going, oh, there's nothing wrong. He might work for the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Put your headset on, David. So David had that kind of an issue. He had David works in mysterious ways behind the scenes because he's the chief engineer of several radio stations. And he told me a story today about some sort of issue that he had with this tick, 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 tick. So
are we using AT&T for video?
We're, probably
Yeah,
AT&T.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And it's funny because Mars used to work for them.
Oh, I think that's the problem.
I think that is the problem. And so there is that issue that there's nothing wrong on my end. Yeah, there is something wrong on your end. Fix it.
You just don't want to admit it.
That's correct.
Or he's too stupid to understand that there's a problem.
Ooh.
Hopefully he's not listening.
I don't care. He should be listening. That'd be fine with me. Don't care. I think while we're waiting for our first guest, I think what we should do is we should do This Week in Auto History.
We can do.
Jeff, are you good with that? Can we do This Week in Auto
I
History?
just pulled it up right now.
You did? Okay. Well, great.
So, this week in auto history, in 1924, the Ford Motor Company manufactured its 10 millionth Model T.
10 million Model Ts.
And you got to remember, over time, they actually produced 15 million of them, basically the exact same car 15 million times. But in 24, they had produced their 10 millionth one.
Can you imagine working on that assembly line? There are guys that
Boring.
probably died on the assembly line putting that thing together.
Yeah, quite boring.
I worked an assembly line, and yes, it was quite boring.
Yeah.
And then in 1928, Leon Duray drove his Miller 91 Packard Cable Special to a world closed course speed record of an astonishing 148 miles an hour.
Wow. Isn't that Duryea?
No, Duray. It wasn't Duryea. Duryea was one of the first cars ever made. Different person.
So that would be like Duray Ray.
Duray Ray. And his other brother.
It's Duray.
And he had bested his previous record of 124 miles an hour at the Indy 500 that stood for 10 years at 124 miles an hour at the Indy 500. But think about it, in that car doing 148 miles an hour, not me. In 1937, Harold T. Ames of Chicago, Illinois, chief executive of Duesenberg, received a patent for quote-unquote headlight structure retractable headlights. And the first time it was produced was in the Cord 810. So you got to remember, Duesenberg and Cord had a bit of a relationship back in the day. But again, the first use of hidden headlights was patented by the chief executive of Duesenberg. In 1952, Maurice Olley, do you know that name, Maurice Olley?
I don't.
He was Chevrolet's chief engineer who completed the chassis code-named Opal in 1952.
No kidding.
Do you know what that was?
Sure, Opal.
No.
Tell me then.
The chassis
Why do you set
code-named
me up
Opal
to fail?
was the eventual 1953 Corvette. So its original code name was Opal.
I had no clue.
And Maurice Olley's career started at Rolls-Royce, and then he went to General Motors, and then within General Motors went to Chevrolet and was part of the Corvette production team, and he did all the suspension work on the original Corvette. In 1962, Scottish racer Jim Clark won his first Formula One Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Clark would go on to the most sordid careers in F1 history. His 1965 season is his crowning achievement as the sport's most dominant racer. Clark led every lap of every race he competed in and became the first Briton to win the Indy 500 as well.
I was going to say that car is on display at the Henry Ford in Detroit. And it was also, I think, one of the first rear-engine cars that raced at the Indy 500.
The
And
Lotus with the Cosworth Ford engine.
Yep, and it is there, and you're going to go, that's it?
It's
so
tiny.
it's so small compared to today's cars.
And
Oh
Clark
my
was
God.
a diminutive man as
I
well.
did not know
He
that.
wasn't a very, very big man.
But I'll tell you what, when I saw that car, I thought, I'll never forget that, just the sight of it. Because I remember
how
that.
tiny it was.
Yeah.
And very
And the significance
leading
that,
edge
the
because
significance that it played.
it was the really the first dominant car of the rear engine era.
Yeah.
And then since then, everything's gone rear engine. In 1978, Ford Motor Company chairman Henry Ford fired who?
Iacocca.
Lee Iacocca, the designer of the Mustang, from Lee Iacocca's position of president of Ford, ending a bitter personal struggle between the two men. Lee Iacocca went on to lead Chrysler Corporation to a tremendous amount of success through the K car, and then after he retired from Chrysler, he went on to lead the rebuilding of the Statue of Liberty.
I read Iacocca's book. It was a very interesting book years ago when he wrote it. It was very nice.
And a very good read. In 1994, viewers across the nation are glued to their television screens watching a fleet of black and white police cars pursuing a white Ford Bronco along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles, California. Inside the Bronco was O.J. Simpson.
It was that was without pulp.
That
OJ without pulp.
and his actor, sports commentator. He was an actor and a sports commentator, and they were chasing him for allegedly doing bad things. We don't need to go into that, but that was when the
Well, they
OJ
killed his wife.
Yep, and a friend of hers.
Yeah.
And then also in 1980, Jeff, if you want to flip to the other vid.
Okay. Give me a second.
Also in 1980, this week, in Chicago, Illinois, was the grand premiere of the movie
The Blues,
The Blues Brothers, which was an iconic movie in itself, but it's also known for one of the best chase scenes in movies and the chase scene that destroyed more cars than any chase scene before or since.
Over on Wacker Drive. That's
Driving-
lower Wacker
Lower
Drive.
Wacker Drive.
Yeah.
And what a great movie with some great actors and actresses in it. You know, Aretha Franklin was in it. Twiggy was in it. You know, there was some pretty.
That's right. Twiggy was
She
in
was
it.
driving the.
God, she was hot.
Yeah. So, yeah, what a great movie. But 1980. So what? 42 years ago this week.
Thank you. Did you have to go? Why do you have to
Count the years?
douse my hopes?
How did that douse your hopes?
Oh, because I'm old.
Because you're old. So that's this week in auto history, and I think Mars has brought us a guest.
Dun dun dun.
It's
Are we-
about time you did something,
Are we
Mars.
ready
boy.
for him?
Well, I don't know. I know I am.
I was looking for the clock. You ready for him?
Yes, we are. Let's go.
Okay. So here is Mr. Charlie Keel, and right out front, that black 68, I guess 69, 68 Dodge Charger, 512 cubic inches under where the hood used to be, and that's as far as I'm going. I'm going to let him explain
There's no
it to
hood
you.
on the car.
Right. It's where the hood used
Why
to
is
be.
there no hood on the car? Because you couldn't fit it all underneath there.
Well, with the Hillborn EFI injection, it won't fit, and
You didn't want to cut up the hood.
Well, I did cut up the fiberglass hood. I had a cowl hood on it before, cowl induction hood, and just didn't look right. And I'm going to finish putting the nose cone in a 70 model hood
Okay.
is different than a 68 and 9, so I'm just holding off till I can.
Well, can I just tell you?
Sure.
I like it the way it looks.
I
Well,
do
thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I mean, seriously, I do. It's got a little swagger to it that way.
Well, it's got that stance of the classic 60s, 70s muscle car.
It
You know,
scares you.
The big fatties in the back,
The wing.
tilted up a little bit, you know. But you didn't tilt it up on shackles. Which you tilted up on?
It's got sliders. The Caltrac monoleaf springs in the back with Caltracs and a Dana 60. And I mean, it's a street car.
Hey, he's old school like that.
I know.
What
That's
kind
what
of
I'm
gear are you running?
It's got a 410 gear in it.
Oh gosh.
410. What kind of gas mileage you getting in
Well,
that
actually,
thing?
it gets good gas mileage. It's got I put an overdrive transmission in it,
There
so
you
I can
go.
roll 80, 90 mile an hour, no problem. Keep up with everybody running 100 mile an hour on Interstate 10. And
Until you get to Brookshire.
yeah, Yeah, Butcher's a different story. But it's a driver. I've been having fuel system problems with it. It's got an in-tank pump. Like I said, it's EFI with the Hillborn
Well, what are the
setup.
problems?
Just running out of fuel. I've been having a delivery
Everybody's
problem.
running out of fuel.
Yeah, no shit.
But his is in a different
I
way.
got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I got you.
But in March, I took it out to Baytown, and it ran at 1093, but the fuel pump was
Holy
laying
cow.
down. I mean, it just drive up just like it sits. I did put the
That's
longer
pretty
runners
stout.
on it. And
Put the longer what?
the longer runners on it. The
Uh-huh.
Hillborns, you can change the runners,
Right.
the runner length. I do that so I can see over it. I had the long ones on there for a long time, and
Yeah. It's
and
hard to see the
very hard to
the
see.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
hard to see anything, especially people riding their bicycles on. You're making a sweeper right-hand turn, you
yeah.
can't see them.
Yeah.
But
How much fun though?
Oh, it's awesome.
The fun part about it, what I really like about it, is that it's a driver.
yes,
Yeah, and that's the cool part to me. Everybody fixes their car up to the point where you can't drive it. Listen, I'm guilty of that. I did that back in the 80s, the 70s. No, never going to do that again.
yes, sir.
So is that a flat black paint, or is it primered?
It's matte black is what they call it.
Okay.
Matte black.
So you don't have a $50,000 paint job that's going to get dinged up.
Well, I'd rather go fast and make a good driver
Yep.
than it look real pretty.
Good for you.
My other car sitting in the garage is a 2020 TA Challenger, and that's my driver, and that's the one I like. I keep it clean and polished. But I just drive this car.
You buddy.
Yeah, well, we like it a lot. Power steering, power
Yes.
brakes.
Yeah, it's got power rack and pinion, no power brakes. It doesn't need it. It stops good.
Does it? Disc brakes?
Yeah, disc in the front, but I kept drum in the back.
Yeah. Keep it
reminds
simple.
me of that movie from Australia. What was it? They're in the outback.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
That's what it reminds me.
I was going to say, when you first pulled in, I was like, oh, Dom's here. Except he had the blower sticking out
Yeah.
to it. But he's done a number of those Fast and Furious movies. He's had a late 60s, early 70s Charger in them.
Yep.
So
Now, one thing I noticed about yours, the hood's not there, but it's like the tip of the hood.
Yeah, I
is
cut
there.
off the front section of the fiberglass hood so that it completes the front end.
Okay.
So
It definitely looks better than the whole thing being gone. You don't
Yeah.
see the radiator
Right.
or anything else.
Right.
And
That
not-
looks pretty cool.
And not only the Daytona rear wing, which actually looks good on the car, you also put the scoops over the front tires off of the Daytona.
Yes,
and
sir.
you said you've got a nose cone for it?
Not yet. I'm that's in works. We just sold our house in Katy and bought a house out in Pattison and trying to get the house inside the way the wife wants it. So the Charger kind of gets put aside.
So in
for
other
right
words,
now.
so the swimming pool is out at the new house. Instead, we're just going to work on take that extra dough and
Right.
put it in the car.
Exactly.
Not.
Get a nose
Right.
cone.
Exactly.
See,
Now, are
actually
you
got
going to build a nose cone, or are you
No.
going to buy one?
Janik here, actually, he's here in the Houston area. His father just recently passed away, and so the son took over, and he's doing the kits. They do their fiberglass noses where the original nose was steel, and but they do as close to reproduction exact as you can get. Not that I care about that, but that wing is an aluminum wing. It is not a fiberglass wing. I did not want one. It's speed. You can see the fiberglass ones, they sit there and bow and buckle. A lot of guys that are running them
Oh, yeah?
on high-speed cars with the fiberglass wing, they
So
don't
the new
hold up.
house in Pattison, how many car garage is that?
Well, right now it's 3, but then hopefully I'm going to get a shop in the back,
Okay.
a workshop.
Well, we're hoping for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need some help? We'll come out and help.
Sure.
You don't mind, do you?
Not at all.
You know he could be Craig Bierman's twin brother.
And Patterson's out west.
Yes, sir. North of Brookshire.
Have you been to Hemi Hideout?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm good friends with John. John's a good guy.
He's friends
And
at the
Shelley.
show.
Yeah, they're all great people out there. They kind of call me their interim tour guide because I go out there so much. So
Yeah, well, it's funny you should say that because I understand that there's an event out there next Saturday.
yes, there is.
And I texted him, and my text to him is, am I invited to your shindig next Saturday? And he says, absolutely. I'd love to have you there. And, of course, bring a date. It's a 70s dress scheme. Let's start at 6 p.m. Let me know if you're for sure coming. I'll be there.
You'll
You going to
be
be there?
I will try and make it.
You guys, he could be his date.
Nah, I ain't gonna be nobody's date. My wife would get jealous.
Well, you can bring her. Is she
Yeah.
here today?
No, she's not here.
Does she go to you with you?
She's
on
working
most
on
of
the
these?
other house.
Yeah, she's working on the new house.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm out here having fun.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad that you came out here. I've not seen that car before.
It's been out here.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, I've been
I've
stuck
missed
behind
it.
the desk here.
Well, it was around the corner, so it may have been around the corner before.
This is true.
And just missed it.
Well, and again, to bring the old school look to it is the center lines.
Yes.
You know, the Krager center lines are very classic for early 70s muscle. And it looks great on that car. It really sets the car off.
Thank you.
So you said your next plans for it is a nose cone and some kind of completion to the hood?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get a different hood. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with the Hilborn stacks sticking out of it. But I'll figure
so
that out.
overall, how has the Hilburn thing worked for you, other than the fuel delivery to it?
It works great. It works great. I mean, I've done a lot of EFI stuff, tuning and what have you, but it took a long time to get that to where it was drivable. You know, originally the Hilborn was a mechanical fuel injection.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just made for wide open throttle.
Right.
And then they came out with the EFI setup to where they cast it where it's got the place for the injectors to go in. And it's actually a Holley HP ECU computer on it.
Okay.
Well, doesn't Holly now sell that Hilborn?
Yeah, they
thing?
bought out Hilborn, but
Yeah.
they quit making most of them. For all the Mopars, they quit making, except for the Hemi, they still make it. But the B block and RB block, they quit making the Hilborn setup. So luckily, I'd found that one used. Actually, it was brand new in the box, and the guy had bought it all and wasn't going to use it, and it happened to have the right size injectors I needed.
Bingo.
And everything worked out, and I got it for about half of what it
Yeah.
would have cost from Hilborn.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was crazy for putting a Hilborn on a street car. I said, I'll get it figured out, because I'd done some individual runner tuning on some motorcycles and stuff before. But it took me a while, but it runs, heck, it's got a big roller cam in it. It idles almost like a stock 440. And because the individual runner cancels out the pulses in the intake, and it
is sweet.
But it's a fun car. Got cold AC.
No, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. I
You got a CB radio in it?
No CB radio.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'll fix you up with one.
So when you tune the Hilborn, are you tuning it on a computer watching O2, or are you tuning it with the antimeters and the airflow?
Well, you have to do that too to set up the idle, the airflow through each runner, and then but you use the laptop, go in and program everything.
Because I was going to say the measuring the airflow that's an unknown skill by a lot of people. You know, you talk to them about, you know, you put a little wind meter on top of it and determine how much air is going in each of the individual to find balance in the engine.
Yes.
We sure appreciate you stopping by.
Well, I also want to say real quick, I built that car. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2011.
Sorry.
That's why the name of the car is Brain Damage in the front across the windshield. And it's I want to make it clear to people that have multiple sclerosis don't give up, to keep pushing and have something in your life that you're passionate about doing, and don't give up on life. And I mean, that car saved my life. It gave me something to do. Even though I wouldn't be able to work on it for maybe an hour a day here and there, and it's taken 11 years to get it to where it is today, it gave me a purpose.
Well, good for you.
And that's why it's called Brain Damage.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you stopping in.
Time for a quick break now. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise in, and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com.
We are live from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. It's the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talk to some of the participants in this Father's Day weekend extravaganza. It is vacation time, and Jeff has a feature on motorhomes under $10,000.
Yeah, baby.
My cup of tea, as long as it doesn't break down. Later, Conrad has this week's car clinic, and we'll also have the stories making automotive news headlines. Straight ahead on this edition of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong, we need more Jeff Zekin and the fabulous David Ainsley in the engineering booth. I'm Don Armstrong.
You're in a booth?
It's the engineering booth. I like that.
It's a booth.
That's a booth.
No, that's his hair. It's a buffet.
Bouffant.
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 That's right. A buffet is a place to eat in Louisiana.
That's it. Have you made any trips over to Louisiana lately?
Nope.
Haven't?
He's still got warrants out.
I just go close enough because I get into Orange so I can see Louisiana from there.
Can you? And you just kind of, has it got 10-foot pole marks all
What
over
a
it over
sight
there?
it is. Oh, yeah.
Now watch out for the Gators.
The Gators. Right. Well, while Mr. Mars lines up our next car guest, we kind of talked about it earlier, but nobody heard it. We were going to talk about your car clinic, and we're going to finish up your series on
Carbon
deposits.
And the various
Do we
kinds of
have
carbon
to?
deposits. Yes, Jeff, we have to. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's important.
Because carbon deposits can be oil.
Would you
can
like to be
fuel.
our next guest? Okay. Oh, is he the DeLorean owner?
Well, have him sit down.
yeah.
Let's talk with him.
Well, I think Jeff, you've got somebody coming. Okay,
got somebody
so
coming.
after him at the bottom of the hour, we'll. Well, I'm sorry, you're a day late and a dollar short.
This is Mr. Holt.
Get here
I
on
think we
time.
need to clear the schedule and
I do.
take care of Stan.
Is Sheila May going to show up? Huh? Okay.
Ooh, look at
She's
this.
all worn out. Anyway, that's a beautiful car. Does that look good there? That is a beautiful car. Yeah, so we're gonna talk to the guy here with the hot rod. You know, I know that it is a Model A, but it is a hot rod.
Oh yeah.
Model A.
Well, I want to say it's a 32 high boy, but
It is a high boy.
Well, it looks
I'm
like
assuming
that.
it's glass,
Yeah.
but I don't want to make that
assumption.
just yet. You know, he'll tell us because I know glass is easier to find than steel.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what. Personally, I don't really care. I know that the steels are worth more, but I just like the look, the shape, the whole swagger of the car.
Oh,
so it makes no
completely
difference to me whether it's steel or glass. And if glass is cheaper, I'll go that route. And I guess we're going to find out from him whether or not what kind of chassis it's got under it and all that. We're going to find out all of that. It's happening right now, as a matter of fact, as he is about to sit down. If we can get through the Happy Father's Day balloonage that we have out here.
Balloonage.
It is Father's Day weekend, you know. Are your kids going to do something nice for you?
I'm sure. They usually
I got some
do.
great Father's Day cards from my youngest out in Colorado. Really funny. I opened
What
them
did
this
Katie
morning.
send you?
Cute cards.
No money? No gifts?
No
No gifts?
No.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, I really don't like gifts. Don't give me gifts.
Austin sent gift cards to some foodie places here in town.
That's perfect for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mars.
I have been looking for this gentleman. We have been looking for this gentleman for a couple of years.
No way.
Yes, this
Well, there he is.
the Bruce Burrows, Bruce's Hot Rod Shop.
Okay.
You'll think
Oh,
back
my
a couple
God.
of years ago, we talked to Mrs. Bruce's Hot Rod Shop.
Right.
Now, this is the Bruce from Bruce's Hot Rod Shop. And that is his car.
Hi, Bruce.
Howdy. How you doing?
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for
Pull
thank
this
you
up
for
a little
stop.
tighter.
Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
There you go.
So the first question is it glass or steel?
It's original 1932 Roadster body.
Oh, wow.
So it's a
90
steel-
years old this year.
Steel body. Well, you know, it's perfect. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I know from being in hot rodding as many years as I have, there's a lot of work that's gone into that car.
Yes, sir.
How about the chassis?
The chassis, it's a reproduction rails, and then my son, Danny, which is Bruce Jr., built the chassis on the car.
So it's got a custom chassis on it.
Stock American stamping rails,
Yeah.
but all the cross members and all that stuff
He
that
fixed
we
it
did
just
here.
for that. Now, okay, so I've got to ask, what's under the hood?
It's got a ZZ430
Okay.
Chevrolet
Crate motor.
crate motor.
Kind of a GM Performance Parts.
Yes, sir.
Did you get it from Scoggins and Dickey?
Yes, sir.
And they are the place to order that kind of stuff from.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it?
Because they generally have it in stock. They usually have a pretty fair price on it. And they buy by the train load from General Motors.
Scoggins and Dickey, they
Lubbock.
huh?
Out of
Lubbock,
Lubbock.
Texas.
Yeah. Huh?
They're
Lubbock.
out of Lubbock.
Lubbock,
Texas.
Texas.
And they were big into drag racing at one time, if I'm not mistaken. That they built drag racing engines and sponsored cars and all of
Yeah, I
that back in
remember
the
that.
day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Way back. You're too young to know. Just go ahead.
No, I'm not too young to know.
You're looking at me like I'm nuts. Well, I am nuts, so that's
I'll be 79 in September.
okay. Yeah.
So what transmission you have behind it?
It's got a TKO, Tremec TKO 600,
Okay.
5-speed. And it's got a magnesium Hallebrek quick changer in under it.
Oh, wow.
So, have you lit up those back tires?
Yeah, a little bit sometimes.
Oh, please.
Statute of limitations hasn't expired
Yeah.
yet.
You know, and I like the old-looking slicks you got on the back.
Well, they're actually dirt tracks, but yeah.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, they're Hoosier dirt tracks. Uh-huh.
Well, it looks really good from the
It
side.
does.
Yeah.
I was telling him that's what I want when I grow up.
Yeah.
You just keep on wanting.
I
Just neither you nor
gonna
I
want
nor
one
any others.
hand.
Yeah, exactly.
See which one fills up first.
And it's a cabriolet.
No, it's a roadster.
It's a roadster. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's got
oh,
a top for it, which is what really makes it nice.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Well,
And whose front axle is that?
It's SoCal.
Okay.
SoCal
What,
front.
probably the people who are best at building that front
Yeah,
axle.
we use a SoCal axle and spring. Danny built all the hairpins for the car, and tie rod and drag links and all that stuff we built at our shop. But I used the SoCal axle because I wanted that particular. It's a
That look.
47-inch axle front.
are you still working?
I hang around the shop. I'm not, I've got several projects I'm working on right now for myself, but not doing a whole lot of work. But yes,
So you've kind of turned everything over to your son?
yes.
Yeah.
And where is the shop?
It's in Spring, off of Klein Cemetery Road and T.C. Jester. Spring Cypress and T.C. Jester.
Is the shop busy?
We are real busy. Probably busier than we've ever been.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you surprised at that?
Yes, I am.
Why?
I don't know. I lost my wife in November,
I'm sorry to hear that.
and it just seems like it's blossomed since
Yeah.
then. But yeah, we're not doing the work that I prefer, but we're doing a lot of repair work, especially on C10s and stuff like that.
Okay.
Doing a lot of that, but I prefer the 32 Fords myself.
Actually
personally.
building this kind of vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know that your son has got another one out there, but his is a
Yeah.
coupe, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have in our family 17 32 Fords.
Is some sort of an addiction going on?
It is an addiction.
Are they all steel?
They're all steel.
Wow.
What do you think about fiberglass reproduction bodies?
I think you can probably have more fun in a fiberglass car than you'll ever have in anything else.
Why do you say that?
Because most of the time you're not worried about, getting it tore up or whatever. In 2015, sorry, I rolled that Roadster right there.
You rolled it.
Yes, sir. Coming out of Centerville, I had been to a car show in Granbury, and we were coming back, and I had a right front tire explode on it, and that's an elevated area there. And I went down that incline at about 70 miles an hour at about a 45-degree angle, and it went down and hooked, and when it did, it went up in there.
With you in it?
With my in it. Pivoted on the quarter panels in the top and made a 360 and landed back on the tires. And shoved me down in the seat, hurt my back, broke my collarbone. But the good news is when I got they got me in the ambulance, they said, well, you passed out, didn't you? I said, no, I didn't pass out. I remember every bit of it because I remember this is not going to be good going down that hill like that. But they got me in the ambulance and started doing an EKG on me. And guy says, has anybody ever told you that you need a pacemaker? And I said, no. And he said, well, you need a pacemaker, man. So they got me to the hospital in Madisonville. First thing they did another EKG, and the doctor says, you need a pacemaker.
It's a heck of a way to find out.
Yeah, and he says, do you have a heart doctor? And I said, yeah, I have a heart doctor. I go regular. And then he said, well, where is that? And I said, it's in the Woodlands. He said, well, we're sending you to the Woodlands. That was Sunday afternoon. Tuesday, I got a pacemaker. Wednesday, I went home.
Wow.
That's been 2015.
So that car saved your life multiple ways.
Yes, sir.
Just getting you to the doctor, getting to identify what your heart problems were, but also it didn't kill you when it rolled, considering that there is no structure above your head in that car.
It tore the top all up and shoved it all over me, and from the doors back, it just tore the whole back end of the car and twisted the chassis, bent all the front end under it and everything, the axle and all that.
So you guys fixed all that?
We fixed all of it.
So did you change it as you fixed it, or did you just...
The only thing I changed was I had Buick drums, regular drum brakes on the front with the thin aluminum drums, and I put disc brakes on the front. But basically, that's about all we did to it, other than repaint the car.
What color do you call that?
I have a lot of people. First, let me tell you, when I built that car, I have been saving parts for about 20 years to build that car. And I wanted everything to be magnesium on it. I had regular Halibran magnesium wheels for it and everything that were black and what have you, and the quick change was black and everything. And so I wanted to go with that theme, and I wanted something that would work with those wheels. And I had seen a 39 Ford in Street Rider magazine, and there were a couple of pictures of the car, and it said it was a seagull gray. And one of the pictures was underneath a tree, and one of the pictures was the car in a parking lot. And I ordered some paint from there's an antique paint supply place in San Diego that they can mix any color of the original colors. So I called him out there and talked to him, and funny thing I'll tell you about that, he says, yes, we can mix the 39 Ford Gull Gray. He says, do you want house paint or you want PPG? And I says, well, I don't want no house paint. He said, no, I mean house labeled paint.
Well, house paint and a roller.
and he says, I said, well, what is the difference? He says, well, both of them are PPG. It's just one's going to have a house name label on the can, the other have a PPG label on the can. And I said, well, what's the difference in the price? I said, all I want is a quart. And he said, well, $79 a quart in PPG and $39 a quart in house paint. I said, well, send me the house paint.
Send me two of them, right?
So when I got it at the shop, I had my painter paint me a deal, and it looked like that concrete out there. And I said, no, that's the wrong picture. I said, take this magazine down to Brock's, where we get our paint, and have them put a little green in it to make it look like it's under this tree. And that's what.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's a truly custom color.
It's Brucey's green.
Yeah, and I had the car at the Roadster Show in California, and before I got home, a friend of ours that's in Nebraska had already called. He flew there and it was already home. I was driving, and he said, Danny, can I have the code for that paint? I won't paint a pickup that color. So anyway, I sent him some paint that he can match. But that's
order the
kind of like cooking. Put a little bit of green in.
Order a gallon of the house paint from San Diego, and then drop some green in it.
That's it. Yeah.
Great story.
But we when we build a car, normally we buy 5 gallons of paint.
Wow.
And we get it here. And
You
we
buy it in a pail.
Well, it's five gallons.
I know.
And they mix it. Then we put it in a 5-gallon can, mix it, and then we put it back in the gallon cans. And when I wrecked this car, I still had over a gallon of paint
left.
So it comes in 1-gallon cans, and you put it in a 5 to make sure everything matches. It's kind of like make sure the lot all matches, regardless of what color it is.
Right.
That's a good idea. It's a great idea.
And then the car goes back to the customer with excess paint for future needs if they.
Yeah, most people don't understand how much paint it really actually takes to paint a car.
Just like house paint.
You know, it when you paint the chassis and components and that sort of stuff, it takes a lot.
Yeah, because car paint's really pretty thin. It's not like house paint.
Yeah. And then that's basically base coat, clear coat. Yeah.
Well, I think you know, most everything of late is base coat. I don't think you're allowed to shoot lacquer anymore, are you? Just for the
just don't tell anybody.
Environmental situation.
Don't tell anybody.
So, what kind of paint booth do you have out there at Bruce's?
It's a downdraft. I don't know what brand it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know, you know, some people, they go into, you know, it's this one from Sweden, and it does this, and it does this, and it does this. And it's just a good paint booth that sprays good color. But it takes a skilled craftsman to lay the color correctly.
I did not. It hurt my back. And then when that happened, I was really upset at myself because the tires started vibrating. Basically, when I was going down,
gave you a little warning.
It gave me a little warning, and I'm on the inside lane, and it's Sunday afternoon traffic, and it was pretty heavy. And I probably should have got over sooner, but I pushed in on the clutch. In the steering wheel, I didn't feel it being a tire problem. Pushed in on the clutch, and it didn't go away, and I says, well, I need to get over. And about the time when I got over, it exploded, and I was upset by myself tearing a car that
you didn't react fast enough as you thought you should.
Yeah. And
well, you never can tell when you're going down the road like that. You do what you got to do, you know.
So Bruce, we sure appreciate you stopping by and telling us your story today.
And we hear about your place all the time. I think Andy Miller is you guys do some work for Andy Miller as well. But we see the Bruce's rod shop around town.
We've been in business since '81. I started in January of '81.
Where were you before that?
I had a couple of high-low auto supply stores.
Okay.
That I was involved in.
Yep.
And decided that I was tired of dealing with employees.
So now you got the family
you
working
got the family,
for you.
yeah.
But I got the same amount of employees I had before, so that didn't change. But yeah. But now
Well, good for you.
I told Kay, I says, you know, I had been building cars since I was 16 years old, and I told her we're going to go to the house. I had a real nice garage at the house, and I started, and then I decided, well, maybe I ought to, move up in the world a little bit, and we moved to a shop on Kirkendall, to 7,400 square foot on Kirkendall.
Wow.
Nice.
And then from that, we moved to Klein Cemetery, and we got 23,000 square foot now. So,
Nice.
Real nice.
So where do you keep 17 32s?
well, Danny keeps 3 or 4 at his house, and then we have a showroom that's got about 12 or so.
Well, cool.
I got room in my house in case you got an
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
little
Bruce,
overflow.
over in Nederland, if you need to put some all the way over there on that side of Texas, come on
Bruce's
down.
Rod Shop in Spring, Texas. Look them up. If you're looking for work done, they can do it for you.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay.
All right, we're going to move on now, and time now for Jeff's Motor Homes. I know. When I saw that, I thought, what is he on something? Then I thought, no, I think this is perfect. It's summer vacation season. But this is not just motorhomes. This is motorhomes under 10 grand, something that you can afford.
Well, would Ainsley drive one of these to the UP?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody could drive one. And it is summertime, and you're right. That's why I did the segment on this. We're trying to keep everything under 10 grand for more opportunity to spend your money wisely. So that's what this is about. So how do you find a cheap motorhome? Cheap is a key word. Under 10 grand that run. That's the key thing. Finding them, you can find a used one, places like Craigslist, eBay, Facebook, Marketplace. Traditional RV sales dealerships. They're good places to check out. But you need to learn a little bit more than just looking at it. You need to find out, first of all, what are you going to use it for? How often are you going to use it through the year? How many people are going to be in it? Where are you going to travel to? How much mileage are you going to put out? Are you going cross country? Are you going to do a Texas trip? Those are some very important things that you really need to find out. Mainly the maximum amount of people. If you're empty nesters and you're retired and you can find one, because there's a lot of people that do that, you can find one fairly cheap. Now, whether you're going to have everything you need in it, that's something different. Do you want all the amenities of glamping and one of the big RVs that you see on the road, the big buses? You're not going to get those amenities in something that's under 10 grand, but you are going to get creature comforts. You're not going to have the dishwashers and the garbage disposals and things that have that. You're going to have just the basic setups for a KOA camp or something that you can do.
With a bathroom.
With a bathroom. Not necessarily. If that's something that you decide you want, you want. You don't necessarily.
Because KOA has bathrooms.
Right, but you could also have something, a commode or a sink option in the motorhome itself. So those
or
are
a
things
hole in the floor.
You got to look for.
I don't know if I
Now,
want a commode or sink, and it's optional. For one time it's a commode, the next time it's a sink. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Sleeping capacity, that's the main thing. That's the thing that people are drawn to these. Look at that. That's nice. And then, of course, there's 4 different classes. The Class A is the bus chassis. Those are the ones you see, like the big rock stars, the kind that I drive in when we do gigs. And then you got Class B, which is the extended van chassis, which are 15 to 20 feet. The Class A's are 21 to 45 feet. That's the Class B plus, I should say, is the extended van chassis. The Class B is just a van chassis. They're 10 to 20 feet. And then you got Class C chassis, which is the truck chassis, 20 to 35 feet. So all of that needs to be considered. And, of course, the Class A, the big monster ones down, you see the big buses, those are a little bit harder to handle. You're going to need special training, how to drive it. You're just not going to jump in it and go down the road. So those are things that you need to understand.
But you won't find a Class C under 10 grand.
A Class C is a truck chassis.
Right, but doubtful you'll find one of those under 10 grand.
You can. They're out there. There's all kinds of, with the exception of the Class A, you can find these things all over the place.
Okay.
They're not going to be in the quality certified pre-owned vehicles that we see in dealerships.
Right.
They're going to need work. Something's going to need replaced.
At that price,
exactly. So those are the things you need to consider. So the brands that you can look for, there's Winnebago, Coachman RV, Thor Motor Coach, Airstream, Forest River. When I worked for Joe Amato, I worked for Keystone Operations, Keystone was a big name. It still is, but it's in a different realm. There was a chassis of a motorhome, the big Class A's, called Keystone. So I go meandering into the shop, bebopping in like a dude, ready to do business, and the owner rips me up one side and down the other because of a key. He goes, "You with Keystone?" "Yeah, I am with Keystone." He just lit into me because he thought I was with Keystone Chassis.
Oh.
They had a problem with Keystone Chassis for like a year. This thing's been up on, discussion. So, and I wasn't have to explain it to him that I wasn't, and it was all good. So, anyways, that's it.
One of my favorites of the old time, and I don't know that you can find it under 20. If you remember the GMC ones, the old fiberglass body ones from the mid 70s.
Yep.
And the first generation of those had an Oldsmobile Tornado powertrain in them. Oldsmobile 455. They were all front wheel drive.
I don't care what it really is, what brand it is, but whatever I get, I'm taking the label off of it and I'm putting on the label Thor. I want to drive a
It is a
Thor.
brand. It is a brand.
And people don't realize that Airstream did make a drivable.
Yes, they
and
did.
where would you see it if you thought that you'd seen one?
You'd have to
It was-
Google and all
no,
that.
No. It was the Airstream motorhome chassis was what they drove the astronauts out to
That's
launch,
right.
Oh,
the
yeah,
launch
yeah.
site with.
Now they mention it. Yeah, that's
That
exactly
was what they used.
Yep, yeah.
So-
And it was still the Airstream shape, too.
Right, oh,
See,
yeah.
that's what things
with the
that's what I think
stainless
of.
body on it.
But being this summer and people are on vacation, yeah, the gas prices are a little high. They're fluctuating. You can still do it and enjoy a 3-day, 4-day. 4th of July's coming up. You got Labor Day. Those are all viable.
Floating down the Comal River,
Yeah,
half naked.
in your RV. Yeah, you can flip it
Uh-huh.
over and all that. Yeah.
Depends on which half.
Just remember,
I got to go back to work.
It's gonna be called Thor.
Thor.
Hey, look, it's Don Thor Armstrong. Let's do the racing calendar.
Well, next weekend is the 100th running of the Pikes Peak International Hill
It's
Climb.
all lost all of its character when they put asphalt on.
And friend
What
of the
is that? I
show,
don't know
Richard
what that-
Tomlin, is going to be an official again this year.
It needs to be
as
back
well
to
as
dirt.
fielding. Well, it's never going back to dirt. As well as fielding a number of cars and some pretty high performance stuff as well. This weekend is Bristol Dragway, and as of Friday night, Erica was qualified 10th in Pro Stock. Antron Brown, I think, was 3rd in Top Fuel, so probably his best qualifying so far. Next weekend, NASCAR is at Nashville, and then on July 3rd, NASCAR is at Road America, which is weird because I always thought NASCAR was at Daytona for the Firecracker 400 on 4th of July weekend, but this year they're going to
It's all changed.
they're going
up.
to Road America.
Yep.
The Canadian Grand Prix is this weekend for Formula One. The British Grand Prix is July 3rd, and then the Austrian Grand Prix is July 10th. IMSA's at Watkins Glen next weekend, and then Canadian Tire Motorsport Park on the 3rd. IndyCar is also on the 3rd of July at Mid-Ohio. And then Gulf Coast Racing Series season opener here in Houston is July 2nd, that Saturday night, and they are going to have a Spec Miata race on the oval track with a $5,000 purse.
Nice.
I think a lot of these guys bought their Spec Miatas for about $5,000. So that's a significant amount of money for those guys.
Hey, it's going to be fun.
So that's this week in racing.
Thank you, sir. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on the iHeart app, Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com when it all works. Podcasts are available on your favorite podcast channel. In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Lupi's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rod, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Lupi Tortilla breakfast breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
We are live from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex out here in Katy, Texas. That would be the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just a little bit south of I-10. Come on out. Just ahead, we talked to some of the participants in this Father's Day weekend extravaganza. Conrad has the car clinic. We'll have this week's auto news. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars. King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Seekin. Oh, and let's not forget Chief Engineer and Bottle Washer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us. And joining us in our remote broadcast studio now is Michael and Hannah Brown, who have an absolutely gorgeous 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air station wagon.
I want it.
It's not a Nomad. It's a four-door.
It's a Bel Air Beauville.
A Beauville.
I want it even more.
There's the Beauville name on it? I've never heard of that.
No, I've actually got the advertisement in the back of the car.
Did Beauville come from Neederville?
No, not from Neederville. Not this time.
So what makes it a Beauville? Help me here. Beauville was what? Just a trim level?
Trim level, correct. You had the Bel Air, and then it was called the Beauville. The 210 was something else.
So where was the Beauville in the structure of things? Would Bel
Top of the
Air?
line.
Oh, it was above Bel Air.
Well, no, it was Bel Air. So like you had the Bel Air Sport Coupe, like when we talked about my 57 last time. They didn't call this a sport wagon. They called it a Bel Air Beauville.
Okay.
So that's how they came up with it. And then that name went away. 73, they came back in a Canadian car, in a truck.
With a
Beauville.
And I know somewhere after 55 in the early 60s there was a Parkwood.
Yeah, there was.
There was a Parkwood that was a Chevy wagon. But this being a four-door, and I know you also have a Nomad, or the 57 Chevy.
The two-door hardtop, yeah.
The two-door hardtop, so you are kind of a Tri-5 guy.
Yeah, it seems so. Absolutely. Yeah, I went from one. Yeah, last time we talked, I had one car. Now I have two. So, yeah, I mean, buddy of mine, we went up to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, the weekend before Memorial Day.
Okay.
He said that he said, you want to go? He's got a 55 Chevy, so we drove up there. I said, you drive, I'll ride. We got up there, and I saw the car, and went over to the owner and his wife, a nice little couple from Alabama, both of them 78 years old. And I just handed him my business card. I said, if you would be interested in selling at any point in time, let me know. And he said, I brought the car here last year. It didn't sell. I would be interested in selling. We talked for a little bit, came to an agreement on a number. I made some phone calls, made sure the funds were available to transfer, came back to him about lunchtime, told him we had a deal, and he told me we have a problem.
Uh-oh. What's the problem?
The wife.
She didn't want to let it go.
She did not want to let it go. She let me know real fast that they would not be selling that car, and it didn't matter what the price was. So I figured, okay, what the heck? I'll just, play nice.
Play it safe.
I'll come by, get to know him a little bit over the weekend with the car show. Just, he was a big Alabama fan. I'm A&M, so that was the weekend of the Jimbo Fisher, Nick Saban.
Oh.
Yep. So that, yeah.
The battle of the coaches.
The battle of the coaches. So, we found some common ground there and everything, and
something to complain about.
Something to complain about, not talk about cars, And so finally, a Saturday morning, I went to tell him good morning. The wife looked at me and says, "I bet you wish I was dead, because that's the only way you're getting that car."
Oh my gosh! So she was adamant about not selling it.
So, Saturday afternoon, talked to him a little bit again. Nothing had materialized at all.
And he's probably working on her the whole time you're not there.
Exactly. There were some guys from the show coming up to me saying, "Hey, we hear that you're interested in this car. We're trying to help you out here, for what it's worth."
And probably just aggravating.
Yeah, right. So we got back home Monday. I sent him a text message, just said, "Hey, hope you had a safe trip home. If you happen to change your mind, let me know." Didn't hear from him at all. Tuesday morning, he calls me up. He says, "You still want the car?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I think we have a deal."
Oh, so his wife died.
No, yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I first thought. Exactly. So So
just asking.
No, yeah, no. So we drove back over Memorial Day weekend, picked the car up the Tuesday after Memorial Day, that Monday. My wife went with me, and as me and Jerry, the guy that owned it, we went for a little ride. So my wife stayed with his wife. When I came back from the ride, my wife just absolutely gave me the death stare. Because I guess she had been worked over the entire time we were gone about how she did not want to
she was
sell this car.
unhappy.
She was not happy.
And you were the cause of it.
Yep.
Wasn't the first time you made a wife unhappy.
No.
Just this one wasn't yours.
Work on it weekly, buddy. I'm a pro. So anyway, so we went to leave. She said she would not watch the car drive off.
Oh, no.
She went in the house.
Probably crying.
Yeah, we left. Got home, Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, he calls me. Jerry does. He says, I said, "How'd the car do? Did it drive great?" I said, "Yeah, it did great." He said, I need to have a serious conversation with you. Because I need you to consider taking your money back. My wife is that unhappy. And so I said, not today, Jerry. I'm not today. And so I called a couple of my buddies, one of them, Sonny Bennett. I told him, because he was the guy I was with up in Pigeon Forge. And, Sonny's a very caring guy. The first thing out of his mouth was, "He'll get over it." So
she won't.
She won't.
And she'll remind him every day.
She'll remind him every day. So anyway, we've had the car now for a couple of weeks, and just a little bit about the car. It's a great story. The couple I bought it from, they had it for 4 years. Took it to Cruising the Coast, took it to Bowling Green, Tri-5 Nat, drove it everywhere, and they bought it from a guy in Alabama. The son did the interior. He owns a shop over there. It's called Interiors by Shannon. His father built the car. They were telling me about this guy. I thought I was reliving a David Jansen, The Fugitive show, because they kept telling me about the one-arm guy that built the car.
Oh, funny.
And I finally found a picture of him. I can show you guys offline. He does not have a left arm. And the joke now is, and not a joke, he builds a car better with one arm than most people do with two.
And does the interior work?
Well, his son did the interior. Okay. The son did the interior. The father did all the other stuff. So it's been completely redone. I mean, you can kind of, from here you can kind of see all the gaps, how nice they are. Everything lines up perfect. There's no shims in the fenders. It's got a LS1 motor in it, 4L60E, air conditioned. I mean, I drove that thing back from Alabama. Didn't trailer it. Just picked it up and drove it all the way back. Got 21 miles a gallon.
Wow.
And, it's got cruise control on it. I love that. And, I'm actually starting to dig this car more than that 57 we talked about a few months ago.
Well, that 57's a beautiful car.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of it.
But how cool is this? Because now with rear doors in it, it's a little easier for people to ride with you.
Exactly. Yeah, we took some friends of ours to dinner the other night, and they were able to get in and just ride. You had to crawl over the back, crawl into the back seat, crawl in, none of that. So, no, this is, and then as far as, just having the extra room back there in the back, I mean, you can put your tent, your chairs, your cooler, your detailing stuff. I mean,
So go to a show with everything.
Yeah.
So, Hannah, what's your involvement
I was
here?
about to ask
hold
the same
up,
thing.
hold up. She follows me around. She's my daughter, love her to death. She thinks that's in her inheritance.
Absolutely.
That's where I was going with it.
It is.
She thinks it's
Matches the
inheritance.
hair.
But go right ahead. Tell them
No,
all
are you
about
going to
it.
tell me it's going to be yours when Dad croaks?
Well, no, it's going to be mine before that.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
He doesn't need to do all of that for me to get it.
Yeah, she figures I have two cars, but then again, she's claimed both now. I mean, when she
Why
was
not?
going to the Woodlands High School, she was in the band, and I would pick her up sometimes in the 57, and the kids would come out and say, "Hannah, is that your car?" And I'd be like, "No,
Yes.
no, it's not."
Yes, it is.
So do you get to drive any of them?
I've driven this one once. I have not driven the 57.
57.
Actually, I'm going to let her drive it back today, the 55. She's going to drive it back.
Gosh, that's nice
Well,
of you, Dad.
I imagine it's probably a pretty comfortable car to drive with the
It really
powertrain, and
Yeah.
are there suspension upgrades to it?
Actually, just the shocks. I mean, it does have some tubular A-arms and stuff on it, so he has done some stuff with the front
But
end. and
geometrically,
everything.
it's still a
Geometrically,
factory
it's the
front end.
same. It rides nice. I mean, it rides better than my 57. That being said, the 57 has the ride tech, and I'm running 18s and 20s, So I got less sidewall. This one I'm running 17s and 18s. I got more sidewall. This one it's a more comfortable ride.
Well, and the cool thing about it is they both attract tons of attention. Now, the aficionados will stare at things on your 57 on this that probably are quite a bit different. But still, I imagine you have to be careful about how many people pull up next to you to look at it or take a picture of it and wander your way
you see 'em coming.
when they do.
Yeah. This one here, like, the engine is just the stock LS1. It's got the plastic Corvette, fuel road covers. My buddy Frank Rodano's already on me about
just the
fixing
stock. It's only 350 or 400
just
horsepower.
Yeah, right. Only. But I mean, my point is, how the 57. You know what the engine. It's the Borla stacked induction. It's the show. It's
all.
Yeah. This one, I'm not messing with this one. This one, I want to drive it. If I want to get in it and drive it to Bowling Green, I drive it to Bowling Green. If I want to go to Cruising the Coast, I go to Cruising the Coast. If I go to a car show, I got enough trophies. Biff tells me all the time, you don't need another trophy. I don't
need another
trophy.
car. So Hannah can have a third one.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Let me go ahead and start building her car collection now because, Indeed, right.
Well, I imagine you were quite the hit at the Woodlands High School when Dad showed up in his cars to pick you up. Everybody kind of came out to check him out.
Well, guys, let's be honest. She was in the band, so she's a band nerd. I had to do everything I could to make her popular.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's it.
I'm not allowed to use that phrase because my wife played clarinet in the Oklahoma band.
Turn his mic down.
Yeah, turn it. No, trust me. When she lettered, because my mother, her grandmother, she was a band, everything, and so she brought her band jacket home and everything, and I said, "Oh, how nice you lettered in band." I said, not like you lettered in baseball or football. And my mother liked to come up off that couch and slap the hell out of me.
She knows the lady from Pigeon Forge.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Right. So, anyway. But no, this is going to be a fun car. Once we got it back and my father saw it, he walked out and said, yeah, that's a good one. So once I got the seal of approval from Pops, I know I'm good at that point.
And the AC keeps that whole passenger compartment pretty cool.
It does. It actually, and Jerry, the guy that owned it, he told me this. I said, "How's that AC works?" And he goes, "Well, it throws snowballs at you." Well, he's 78 years old. It really and truly 80 years old. 80 degrees. My dad's 78. He thinks that's a snowball coming at him at 80. But no, that thing will cool you nice. Now you need to be moving. If you're just sitting at a red light.
Oh well, yeah, you've got no airflow over the condenser.
Once you start moving, it blows nice and cold.
Wow,
really nice.
Stunningly beautiful car, and that's the way it sits. Is the way you bought it.
Absolutely. Like I say, I only had it now about 3 weeks.
Stunningly beautiful car. It really catches your attention. And is that an ivory? Is that called an ivory top?
Yeah. Okay. So
it's a little bit off-white.
Yeah. The color, the red is torch red. So that's just standard torch red. The top is
standard torch red.
Yeah, standard not special.
Standard.
Standard.
Right.
And the white is shoreline beige.
Shoreline beige. Okay. Correct. Very, very good looking car.
I have to tell you, huge admiration. You done good.
Yeah, well, that's how that 57. It's over the top, and this one now I can just drive the heck out of it.
It's not his, it's Hannah's.
Oh yes, you missed that part.
You missed that part.
She's following me for her inheritance.
That's going to be Hannah's car.
That's
so,
fine.
Where are you going to school?
Currently, I'm at Lone Star, and next spring I'm going to transfer to A&M.
Well, Dad might have to paint it a little darker red for you to go to A&M.
Not going to A&M.
Good.
It up there.
Good. Amen to that.
That's right. No, she's got a Bronco Sport. She's good.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful car, and you'll have a beautiful car in the future.
And do me a favor, at least once or twice during the school year, maybe the Alabama game, take that up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Park it where everybody can see
Tick
it.
everybody off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have season tickets, and we have a good parking spot near Kyle Field.
Well,
there,
my youngest went to Alabama.
That's okay.
Oh.
The guy that I bought it from,
Interview's
huge
over.
Alabama fans, season tickets, and I was telling Conrad that was the week of the show was the Jimbo saving thing, and one of the things I tried to explain, A&M and Alabama has so much in common. From Bear Bryant to Jackie Sherrill to Gene Stallings to John David Crow. Let's not talk about Dennis Franchione, but then again, both schools hate that guy. So I mean, there's so much in common. didn't have anything to argue
The
about.
cool thing about this thing will tailgate because there's plenty of room in the back to stack stuff and take it places like that. But well, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you, Michael and Hannah, coming on and talking about the car. Great find for you as well, Hannah.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway.
And may the owner rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. His wife.
Well, I imagine you're going to hear from them again.
Oh, I doubt.
Especially if they watch this podcast.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Now I'm in trouble.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. Anyway, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on again.
All right, time now for Conrad's Car Clinic, and we've been schooled for the past 2 weeks about carbon deposits.
Don't dismiss carbon deposits.
I would never do a thing like that.
You know, to further complicate the issue with carbon deposits, many manufacturers have adopted low viscosity or thinner engine oil. You know, the 020 is a very common oil, or 520 is a very common oil now. You know that Honda has a 016 oil, and and they are playing with a 012 oil.
Why? It's like sewing machine oil.
Because the thinner the viscosity, the better the fuel economy by hundredths of a mile per gallon, but that all adds up. So, yeah, the problem with the low viscosity oil is they make the engine more efficient, but they break down and evaporate much quicker. You know, oil evaporation is a measurement that they make called NOAC, so it actually measures how fast the oil evaporates. And in this test, gasoline or spark-ignited oil is you can evaporate up to 13% of the oil in this test, which is, you know, you think about that. That's a lot of evaporation. And where does that evaporated oil go? Through the PCV system and into your intake system. So you're burning the oil in the engine. You really don't see it. But those oils, because they break down so much faster, the deposits can develop even quicker. But how do you address carbon deposits on those types of engines? Keep changing the oil, at least at the OEM recommended interval, but I'm really a believer in a 5,000-mile oil change, even if you're using full synthetic. Remember that many vehicle owners are operating their vehicles under what would be considered extreme conditions, and in these cases, extended oil change intervals are too long. And if you think about it, even Toyota, who says a 10,000-mile oil change, says if you're running E85 to change it every 5,000 because E85 is going to dilute your oil because so much of it blows past the piston rings into the crankcase.
Why? Why does E85 blow by?
Because
gasoline doesn't.
The alcohol is more vaporous. So as the combustion event happens, that much more of it blows past the rings. Use high-quality synthetic and an oil additive to reduce oil oxidation and limit the number of deposits at the source. Everybody recommends using a top-tier fuel. You know, top tier is going to be Shell, Texaco, Chevron. Valero is top tier. And that just means that they have a lot of deposit cleaning agents in the fuel. But you also want to run a high-quality fuel additive as well. And, you know, for me, it's going to be 44K, the BG product. Educate people about the value of preventative maintenance. It's much easier to schedule maintenance than it is for unscheduled catastrophic problems. There are methods of cleaning the carbon from the induction system, the fuel injectors, and the combustion chambers that incorporate special tools and fluids specifically formulated to dissolve those carbon deposits so that they can safely be expelled from the engine. And the key takeaways are prevent carbon deposits from forming by changing your oil frequently, avoid expensive carbon-related repairs because you're doing the right maintenance on the vehicle, and add deposit control removal to the list of your preventative maintenance tasks on the vehicle.
Can I tell you something? You know, so I have it, for people that don't know, I have a 2001 Corvette that now has 25,000 miles on it. So I've got a 21-year-old car. And granted, it doesn't have a lot of miles on it. But that in itself gives me concern. Why? Well, rubber components.
Oh, yeah.
Drive belt. The things that you would normally, 5 years into, 10 years into, you would have changed A lot of that I haven't had changed.
Well, because typically you would have changed it because of miles.
Correct.
Well, you're not going to change it because of miles. You're going to change it because of age and heat. You know, there's thermal cycling of things getting hot and things getting cold. That degrades those rubber components over time.
So what do I do? I mean, and this actually concerns me as well.
Well, we'll take care of that. We'll get you some stuff for the fuel system.
He's got some stuff. He knows a guy.
Stuff, yeah. Really, I think if you've got Carolina looking at the car on a regular interval, which she does, they'll pay attention to it. Now, hoses for the cooling system, they've come a long way. They're rubber hoses are no longer rubber. They're a nitrile product, so they're going to last a whole lot longer than things in the past.
Well, 21 years. I mean, is that?
Yeah, it really shouldn't be much of an issue. The thing that would be more of an issue, I would think, would be the serpentine belt.
You already changed that.
I was going to say you've had that replaced
Just this last year.
right?
Yeah.
Outside,
and the tensioner at the same time.
Well, and that's a good idea because it's easier to replace the tensioner when you do it on a schedule versus when it needs it, and that's when it starts flopping around. So I think you're probably good to go. You say you're about to take a long distance trip. You're headed to Alabama with the car.
Yeah.
I
it's
think
not
you'd be
that
fine.
far, but
well, it is because it's far enough to be 400 miles.
Oh yeah.
So that's a pretty good drive, you know. But
my last 400-mile trip, I mean, dude, that thing, I told you on the hot rod tour in Texas, there was a section that I did. It got almost 30 miles to the gallon.
Well,
that's awesome.
Corvette 6-speed.
Yeah.
In 6th gear on cruise control.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
30 miles to the gallon.
Got rid of the carbon buildup.
Yeah. Well, I did that on the drag strip where it ran a 13.0.
So, again, don't dismiss carbon deposits in your engine. You need to do something about them. And that was Conrad's Corner for
Thank
today.
you very much.
Beautiful.
By the way, I did bring some, the beginning of the show got all jacked up today because of Restream. Thank you very much.
For fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
You're
for
welcome.
causing the problem to begin with.
Notes back.
But I do have some recalls, not very many. I think everybody's on vacation at NHTSA.
So there's a couple of big ones.
Front passenger seat frame is not welded properly in the 2022 Chevy Colorado and GMC Yukon. That's being recalled.
Oh, I have to worry about that. in a wreck.
Powertrain control module malfunction in the 2019 through 2020 Ford Mustang. Oh, but wait, there's more. Ford Motor Company is recalling more than 2.9 million U.S. vehicles
Billion.
Dun, dun.
for a gear shifting defect that has been linked to 4 reports alleging an injury. I like the way the legal department gets a hold of that before.
It's a drive-by-wire, though.
No. This is it won't stay in park and it'll roll.
Recall covers certain 2013 to 19 Escapes, 13 to 18 C-Max, 13 to 16 Fusion, 13 to 21 Transit Connect,
That's the little one.
and 15 to 18 Edge vehicles. Those vehicles could have a damaged or missing bushing that prevents them from shifting into the intended gear and might cause the vehicle to move in an unexpected direction, according to a recall report submitted to NHTSA
That is
last
so
week.
legal. That
It
is
is
so legal.
It's like, lawyers, you don't have any clue what you're talking about. Just go away.
Do you know this is not the first time Ford has recalled a vehicle for popping out of park?
Yeah.
They went through it back in the 90s with another couple of million vehicles that would pop out of park.
It's like a press conference word salad.
Well, I'm going to say, I think there's an engineering team that needs to be revamped or stop revamping it, because when you revamp it, the guys who remembered what they did wrong the last time aren't there anymore, so they make the same mistake.
For the first time, the nation's top safety agency released data on crashes involving vehicles with advanced driver assist systems or automated driving systems activated. NHTSA cautioning that the data is preliminary and lacks proper context. In other words, once again, the lawyers have gotten a hold of this. So the vast majority of crashes of vehicles equipped with Level 2 ADAS were reported by Tesla and Honda. Report comes after June 21, NHTSA issued an order requiring vehicle equipment and software manufacturers of ADAS and fully automated vehicles to report crashes.
Elon's just going to buy NHTSA.
That's right after Twitter.
Yes.
Honda and Japanese electronics giant Sony Corporation have inked an agreement, get this, to set up a high value added electric vehicle joint venture this year under the name Sony Honda Mobility that will deliver a new generation of mobility and services. That's the PR department got involved in that. The 50-50 company will be established this year with the goal of starting EV sales and providing mobility services in 2025. Deal is still subject to regulatory approval.
Well, Honda seems to be partnering with a lot of people because
they can't sell any damn cars.
Well, Honda's
they're too damn ugly.
They're partnering with General Motors because they want to gain access to General Motors' Ultium battery pack vehicle platform. GM's going to provide them with the crossover powertrain, what I call the skateboard, and Honda's going to put their own body on it. So it's interesting that they're partnering with GM and also partnering with Sony.
Yeah, he needs to tell us how he really feels.
Okay, now here you go. We were talking about the colors of cars, right? This is great. You're going to love this.
Or a car with no color, which we'll talk about at the
Vehicles in rarer colors, such as yellow, orange, and purple, retain their value at a better rate than cars in traditionally dominant colors, such as silver, black, and white, according to auto research website iSeeCars.com.
iSeeCars.
S-E-E.
Wasn't there a movie about that? Haley Joel Osment.
See dead cars?
I see
cars.
Dead
people.
I don't get that channel.
People. Carl Brower, executive analyst at IC Cars, said grayscale colors have the lowest impact on a vehicle's value, neither helping nor hurting it over 3 years. However, white, black, gray, and silver all sat atop the rankings of the most popular vehicle colors on the road in the U.S. this year, according to data. Brower said the value of color differentiation might yield larger profits. Dealers might be surprised to find that the yellow car didn't sell quicker than the silver car, but it sold for more money when the yellow buyer showed up. Is that not weird?
It is.
You know, the psychology.
Well, I'm glad I have a yellow car.
Yes.
But you got to drive it. You got to get it on the
And-
road.
It's got to run.
That's right. You got to have that damned ignition switch fixed. But amid the ongoing inventory crunch caused by the global microchip shortage, dealers and customers may treat car colors as a low priority in favor of getting into any vehicle that is in inventory.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you go by some of these dealerships and they have 6 new cars in stock, you're just going to get in one of them. Doesn't matter what color it is.
Quick break now. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Today broadcasting live from the Lupe Tortilla in Katy, Texas. And it is the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. Got another hour to go. Stay with us.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Lupe's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Lupe Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Lupe trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk.
We are live from Tailpipes and Tacos, the Cruise In. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we talk to Mr. Holt about the DeLorean that is direct from the movie here at Lupi Tortilla, and it is the
Going back to the future.
Wait, trying to get you guys involved here. In this,
well, I thought you were going to do it, but you didn't want to step on your lead there.
Oh God!
He drove 55 to get here.
Yeah,
no, 88.
88, that's what it was.
88. That's
well, 55,
88 miles an hour. Yeah, we're also going to talk to Peter Holt. Mr. Mars has the Hot Rod movies discovered. Can't wait to hear that.
Kind of plays right into it, doesn't it?
There you go.
We have the upcoming events calendar and this week's auto news headlines just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zeke. And over here we have the fabulous and one and only Chief Engineer David Ainsley.
Vacation boy.
And that M stands for Michigan, because he's on his way to Michigan when he leaves here.
It ain't got nothing to do with that.
He tried to explain to the Granbury folks what that's all about.
Yeah, and you know, it didn't happen.
No. That was a fun
He
trip.
kind of held back on that. One of these days, the last show that we ever do on this network.
From the nursing home?
It will be
from the
last
nursing
show
home.
when
we will
explain
tell everybody what that really means.
Yep.
Because you know what? I have held back for how many years has it been? 1991? 33 years.
33 years.
We've held back, and we really haven't given that entire. Yeah, we don't know who's listening. He might be. Oh, they might be. Just saying.
Oh, I got it.
In the remote studio with us today,
Dun, dun, dun.
you might recognize the last name, maybe not the first name. The last time I saw him was in 2006 was the last time I saw you. And I saw you out in Mission Bend. I don't know why I was out there. You were out there. You're a volunteer firefighter, I think, or a firefighter.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Peter Holt, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
They're on
Thank
their feet in the control room
They
right
are.
now, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever.
It's been a while.
How have you been?
Good.
Good?
Good.
So you probably recognize the last name if you know anything about Lupi Tortilla or my friendship with his father. That would be the famous Stan Holt. This is his son, Peter Holt.
One of them.
One of his sons, yes. And it's good to see you. And wow, when did that happen?
I got that last year, at the end of last year. It was at the request of my 14-year-old son.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Well, it's funny how those kids have that effect on you, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. Anything, though, to keep the attention of a 14-year-old.
Oh, yeah. As short as that attention span may be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anything you get to keep it. So you bought it pretty much the way it sits.
We bought it at probably about 85% of the way it sits. So a lot of the heavy lifting was done. We did some of the fine-tuning and fixing it up and just messing around with it. That was the goal, was to spend time with him.
I will tell you.
And he helped you do it.
Oh,
when,
yeah.
When you turn the corner to come in, I
Everybody's
thought,
eyes were on you.
wait a minute. That's the thing that hooked the charge wire from the lightning bolt
At the clock.
at the clock
That is correct.
on the back. Of all of the ones that I have seen like this, I've never seen that.
I haven't either.
And it is spot on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun with.
So
that
what
on it.
year is the actual car? That one?
That is a 1981.
An 81. Because the movie was made in 1980, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was 85.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was a couple of years after the car was out.
85. Well, you would know. I wouldn't. 85. So this is an 81. Do you know that? When was the range of the DeLorean? Well, how many years did they make it?
I think it.
81 to 80.
I think it was 83, 84.
84, yeah.
I think it was already
It was a
done by the
short
time
run.
the movie came out.
So was this? You bought it. Obviously, you own it for your 14-year-old son. Was it an actual movie prop, or
No.
is it something that
No,
somebody
it is-
collected that way?
It's a replica, but a lot of the parts are original parts that were used on the movie car, meaning they're similar versus remanufactured parts.
How cool is that?
Right. So there's helicopter parts and airplane parts and stuff from
So somebody did the research that the dash pieces and all of the other pieces in the car were accurate to the replica.
You know,
Where do you find something like that?
We got to wonder. I wonder if Billy Stabile had anything to do with that, or his dad had anything to do with the original car. I don't know. We
I
didn't
don't
ask
remember
him that
talking about
question.
Back to the
ask him
Future.
that.
So this is a guy that does movie cars in Hollywood, and he inherited his dad's company when he died. And Billy,
They did. We've met him. They had done all the cars.
Ford
for
versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari. But
Okay.
he grew up as a kid. His dad did two-lane blacktop
Okay.
with the black 55 Chevy. He had that car as his high school car, as his
a movie car. Yeah, and so
we kind of understand your son's fun
Right.
of being with this, and I'm sure he loves going for rides in it. Has he sat behind the wheel?
He has not sat behind the wheel. He is still in the learner's permit phase now that he's 15. But my oldest, who just graduated, has driven it to high school a couple of times.
I hope that you followed him in something just to see all the looks.
Just to
and,
film it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's such a fun car, and it commands so much attention.
you know, it
that
seems to me they have a little trouble getting into the garage door and putting it in there.
you're going to want to take that off.
So where'd you find it?
I found it from a private dealer up in Pennsylvania. I was actually in the process of bidding on one online at an auction and lost the auction due to a glitch.
No.
We had one this morning here.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah.
A glitch,
radio
not an
glitch.
auction.
Okay. And
We
yeah,
didn't call
was,
it that off the air, but yeah, it was a glitch.
Got
It rhymed.
Yeah, right. And so, so then someone that saw that auction and saw what had happened reached out to me and said, "Hey, I know somebody that's got one that may be looking to get rid of it. Are you interested?" And so,
Nice.
so I flew up to Pennsylvania to take a look at it, make sure it was the
real
real deal.
thing, yeah.
And was pretty impressed with it. So
Now, does it have the original Renault engine in it?
it does, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked to the guy that bought all of and actually bought the company, if you will, what was left of it. And he's local, and he restores those, and he's got a waiting list a mile long. He controls all of the parts to that particular
He's got
one.
a warehouse
Correct.
full
He
of
doesn't
original
have
parts.
anything to do with the new DeLorean company that actually just a couple
Right.
of weeks
The
ago
EV.
came out with the new design and all that. But there's something so classic about that, just the original design, and John DeLorean designed it, all of that. But to see a car that is so close to the actual movie car, I've never seen one that good.
Can you imagine seeing it going down 610?
Can you imagine the kids that you're taking with you that have seen the movie a dozen times?
It's dangerous on the highway because it creates traffic. People want to get
Oh,
over
yeah.
and see it, and so you need to add. It's about double whatever the time is to drive anywhere
I'm
you're
sure,
going.
yeah. But how cool
And
is
then when
that?
you do
it's-
stop,
it's-
everybody
it's
wants
great.
to talk about
Oh,
it too.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The gas station turns into a car show.
How fun,
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
you have to go either late at night or early in the morning if you want to just get fuel.
though. Yeah.
So.
And do you put bananas in the fuel tank, or
No, so this one, although it is in the first movie, because a lot of people think it's the second movie that has the Mr. Fusion.
Right.
It's at the end of the first movie when he comes back. This one I did not go with that option because it actually covers up a lot of the stuff going on in the back, which I think this is more nostalgic.
Yeah, more
and it got
appropriate.
more stuff
Right.
going on.
Yeah.
And so you can always add that. A lot of people have, but I kind of like that this is truly kind of the more original
Originality.
classic.
Yeah. So I hope that you enter that car in Autorama this year. How long have you had it?
I've only had it since December.
How about if you put the car in our booth at Autorama?
And I actually have a website for it because I do rent it out, not for people to drive, but for displays,
Photo shoots or weddings or
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Doc Brown's,
Well, yeah.
DocBrownsRentals.com.
Is it really? Is that what you called it?
Rentals.com.
You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Well, that was convincing the wife to get it.
Ah.
Yeah, told her.
Yeah, it's
oh,
business.
no.
Way
This
to
is,
generate revenue.
yeah, I don't have to ask permission for this. This is a work endeavor.
Yeah.
So
So do you get a lot of rentals on it?
we don't. I will tell you, I currently have it a little bit overpriced because I'm pretty busy with my real job, and so don't need to be answering
What are
a bunch
you
of
doing?
tire kickers that are
What are
Right.
you doing these days, Pete?
I am working at Loopy's, I should say at the corporate level.
Yep.
And so I am in charge of development. I build and site all the new stores.
Oh, cool.
So
Very nice.
yeah.
That's good.
Get a little travel in there, getting to scope out the next location.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Did I see that you opened in a store in Dallas?
We've opened 3 in Dallas and 1 in Fort Worth.
Woo! Yeah. It's either going to be like Buc-ee's or H-E-B.
Let's hope. I don't mind being. Yeah, I don't mind being in that company.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot even imagine pulling that car into a Buc-ee's. The Buc-ee's that we stopped
Oh,
at.
my goodness.
So we took a road trip last weekend. We went up to Granbury for a Lone Star Street Rod Association. And these were all pre-72 cars, I believe it was.
Yes.
And we stopped at Buc-ee's in, where was up in Madisonville.
Yep.
Dude, there must have been 1,000 people inside this little bitty store. And I've been there a dozen times. I have never in my life seen so many people, crammed into that Buc-ee's.
They were,
And if you'd have pulled up with this car, all 1,000 of them would have come out to.
they
wander
were
around
lining
the
up
car.
to get into the driveway for gas. They were like 6 and 7 deep at each pump.
And you know, Jeff brought up an interesting thing at dinner last night. The interesting thing about Buc-ee's, you never see any conflict in Buc-ee's. Everybody they're proud to be there, glad to be there.
They welcome
It's an
you.
experience.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
kind of like
destination.
Loopy's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's a
got
Texas
that,
thing.
It's,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
It's
it-
kind of
it
like
has
an
It has a
H-E-B.
culture.
It
Yeah.
It
very
has a
much
culture,
does.
and so you sort of have to match that.
Yep.
So
Well, how are things going up there? Kind of off subject, but how are things going up there in Fort Worth and Dallas?
they're going well. We opened the first one. It's going on 3 years now, and it's been well received up there. We were always worried that that South Oklahoma wasn't going to accept us, but they.
Let me tell you something. You get up a little bit further, they have no clue what Mexican food is.
This
I'm
is
just
this
telling
is
you.
true. And so but it was very well received. We opened 3 within a year of each other.
Wow.
And so it's going good. We're
And
looking
all
for
of
more
them
spots up there.
have kind of the same, not footprint, but the same idea of a replica of the first one in the house and all of the
Similar.
rooms and stuff.
Similar. We've altered a little bit of the look and feel just because of the size and the kitchen and things like that, and going into different markets. One of them was a remodel of an existing restaurant up there in Addison, but
Ooh, good market though.
Yeah.
Addison's a real good market.
Way to go!
but-
Don't go away.
but,
Don't go away. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're definitely looking for more locations.
Well, I will tell you this: so my daughter, who obviously my youngest, has grown up with Loopy Tortilla, and she lives in she's moving next weekend from Denver to Golden,
okay.
kind of a suburb, and Dad.
She wants to
There
get
is
closer to the beer.
absolutely no Tex-Mex restaurants in Denver whatsoever. They don't get it.
Right.
It's completely lost on those people up there. I remember when I met your dad, as a matter of fact, on the Hot Rod Tour back in 2005, 6, stopping in Denver and trying to find some place to eat, any place to eat, and wound up at something that they called Mexican food. God, it's the worst stuff I've ever had in my entire life. It was awful.
Well, I would love to go into the Colorado market. We're having that debate now. If we leave the state, are we going to go to Florida or Colorado? So,
Well,
my vote's Colorado.
And mine too. I mean, I think
And Golden is a good area.
Yeah.
And you'd have a fan in Golden.
Yeah, I think there's there's quite a few Texas transplants in Colorado.
Yep.
And so
They're
I think
mainly at the marijuana shops.
The dispensaries. Put it next
Well,
to a
see, that
dispensary.
works well, right?
I was just going to say, build it next to a dispensary.
There you
Oh
go.
my
Right.
God, what a marriage made in heaven.
They sell Girl Scout
Like
cookies
get all
outside.
smoked
Yeah.
up. Hey man, I got the
Tacos
munchies
right
really
next door.
bad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Hey, Girl Scouts sell
Double your
cookies
chip
out in front.
basket.
That's right.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
Yeah, so
The
hopefully we
Tex-Mex
can get up
munchies.
there.
Put a Dorito plant in there too.
Well, I will say that the car is brilliant. I didn't know it was you that rolled in on that. I told them, I said, oh, look. And then come to find out it's yours.
It's me.
Yeah, it's the family.
That's
Hello.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's
lot of
it's
fun.
great to see you. So do you ever have the oil changed in it? What's it like going to the gas station?
Yeah, well, like I said, going to the gas station is sort of a fiasco. It immediately has people parking in front of you and alongside of you and getting out and taking pictures. And then the oil change is a little confusing for the folks there because they're not sure what is radioactive and what isn't.
I never thought of that.
And so I have to explain to them that those are all just props.
And they can't spell Peugeot.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Right. After looking up front for the engine, I show them how to get to it in the back. But
I thought it was a Renault.
It was a PSA, Peugeot Renault combo thing.
All right. Well, it had no horsepower.
it
still has no horsepower.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of the.
You can put a turbo on it.
We're not real
We
sure.
can.
Mm-hmm.
They make a kit for it.
They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
They do.
We're not real sure originally it ever got to 88 miles an hour.
Well, the speedometer only says 85. They
Does it?
actually,
Yeah,
for
that
the,
was
for the
the-
movie,
that was the day,
movie,
yeah.
they had to change the speedometer to 95 to make it match. And so actually in some scenes you can see that they had the old 85.
Really? I'm going to have to go pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That's a
Lots
bit
of
of
little
trivia I
details.
didn't
Yeah, 'cause
know.
generally you're looking
Learned
at the
something
center
today.
stack.
There was
where-
3 cars in the movies, and they would share parts and change
Sure.
things out. and
Yeah,
probably
we
stealing
learned
something
that
from
when we
another.
were talking to Billy Stabile about Ferrari versus Ford. Dude, they had a whole ton of cars. None of them, I think only one had an actual Ferrari engine, and all of the rest of them were small block Chevys.
Yeah.
Because
believe that.
I asked it why. Because of the reliability factor,
Yeah,
and
you talk
that's
about
why
all
they
those,
did
all
it.
those Ferraris that they did in the movie had LS powertrains in them on a fiberglass
and they
body.
just foleyed in the sound on the movie track to make it sound like a Ferrari.
But how cool is that?
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations, man. And it's great to see you.
Thank you. Oh, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a long road, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Yeah.
Still lots to go, though.
It's Well, we hope.
We hope.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
hope. Yeah.
So, the 81 DeLorean.
DMC
Yeah.
12.
DMC 12
Yeah.
is the model.
Hope to see you again soon.
I'll be back. I got to try and find something more fun, though, right?
Yeah.
What is more fun than
Some-
that?
Something to talk about.
Has anybody
next time.
brought the Knight Rider car? Do I need to get one of those?
No, but I'll tell you what. We've got the
We'll be back
connection
in
to
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
the
There you
guy.
go.
The guy that has all of that.
Yeah.
We got the connection out in Hollywood. Believe it
Okay.
or not.
Knight
Us-
Rider would be a cool
Yeah.
car.
Might
Yeah,
I
it would.
suggest a
Kit.
James Bond DB?
I got to save up for that one.
Okay.
Right? Those, are,
exactly.
The Aston Martin GB5.
those are a little pricey.
Thank you, man. Great to see
If I
you.
get one, I probably won't drive that one.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Well, thanks
it.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, time now for the events calendar. And now I tell you what, let's do this. Since we're on movie cars, Mr. Mars happens to have a movie cars segment called Hot Rod Movies Discovered. All right, Mars, this is all yours.
So everybody knows we're talking about Back to the Future. Everybody knows about American Graffiti, Two-Lane Blacktop, Vanishing Point, even The Wraith if you want something a little newer.
And the Blues Brothers, which is
And
a
the
car
Blues
movie.
Brothers, you got all that stuff. But there are some other hot rod movies out there that you might not have thought about, such as back in 1956, the Rifleman, Chuck Connors. He was in a movie called Hot Rod Girl.
No.
Yes, he was.
What year was that?
1956.
Black and
And
white.
in this movie, his character, he
No,
built
it
a
was
hot rod car.
color.
His brother was in a street race, got killed. He felt bad. And so he's trying to help the police stop street racing. So they build a track. But then there's a girl involved, and the other guy comes
Of course.
in, and so he's back racing on the street chasing the girl.
Chuck
There's
Connors.
always a girl.
Smack.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I don't want to be a spoiler.
Oh, you just
Good.
did. Smack Destiny in the face is what it's
yeah,
titled.
exactly.
What's her name? Destiny?
Smack
No, no, no,
Destiny
no, no.
in the face.
And then,
Pay attention.
something newer. You want something a little more?
Uh-huh.
Hot Rods to Hell in 1966.
Oh, yeah, baby. Hot
Now
rods to
this-
hell and back.
Yeah, this one, this is about a family that gets involved because of a car wreck and because of a race on the street, and they end up, and it gets
The
into
plot sounds
people
the
competing
same.
Chicken, and yeah, they're almost all the same if
Chicken
you really
race.
want to know. But again, that's another one that you might want to check out if you're looking for a different one, or you can go find Hot Rod Rumble. Now this one is a little different. Arnie joins a hot rod club, but because of his eccentric mannerisms, such as like a Marlon Brando ripoff on the Wild One, it makes him unpopular. He gets into a fight over a girl, and they get into a street race over a girl, and it ends in a wreck, and I'm not going to tell you how it ends.
It says here, hotter than Hell's Angels.
Yes. It's a hot one. You can tell by the girl that's on there. Something newer, a little bit newer.
The
Movie
last new
called-
one was 56.
Yeah, well, this one's 2007. The movie's called Hot Rod. Now, Rod Kimball is a slacker living in a small U.S. town with his mom and his younger brother. His stepfather needs an operation, so he ends up deciding he's going to set a school bus jumping record on his
Hell,
moped.
I need an operation.
So they go into this process about raising money and do all this stuff so that he can do all this stuff for his family. But here's the real one. I saved the best one for last. Tales of the Rat Fink.
Yeah.
This is a 2006 documentary. What? And it's the life and times of famed hot rod and custom car designer Big Daddy Roth. And it's kind of
It's a
animated.
documentary?
It's a documentary about his life, but it's animated.
Wait a minute. Let me write
So-
that down. What's it called?
The Life Tales of the Rat Fink.
And this movie burns rubber.
Yes. So John Goodman is the voice of Ed Big Daddy Roth. I mean, there's all kinds of people in this thing. Paul LeMac, who drives the 32 Ford in American Graffiti. He's in it. And Margaret, the Smothers Brothers. Steve Austin from wrestling fame. He's in it. He's a voice in it. Jay Leno, Billy Gibbons is in it. He is also he's the Beatnik Bandit. And Brian Wilson, and there's a whole big long list of other people that are voices in
Very
this.
cool.
This is the one you want to go see. But if you run out of stuff, be sure and go check out these other Hot Rod movies that you can find at 3 o'clock in the morning when you got nothing to do.
I wonder if I can get Tales of the Rat Fink on Netflix.
I don't know about Netflix, but I know you can find it on Amazon. All of these are available. They're out there. You can go find them.
And
different,
you talk
different
about
places.
professional wrestling, you got to give a shout out to Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
Yep. Hot Rod Rowdy. Movie star.
Roddy Piper. Hot Rod.
Okay, then.
No clue.
All right.
That's
so
a beautiful thing.
it's the best I can do for you right at the moment.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. Now time for the events calendar.
So tonight at 4 p.m. is Journey Community Church's monthly show and shine in Lumberton, Texas. Out there in Neederville land. Nifty 50s is also tonight, and that's on Buckthorn Place in the Woodlands. That's 4 to 10 p.m. Also tonight, 4 to 8 p.m. is the Bombshells Charity Meet with Elite Camaros. The classic cruise-in at Rough House Brewing in San Marcos, Texas is tonight.
John's driving his hot rod.
Start me.
Oh.
The car and bike show at Dan's Seafood and Wings on Uvalde. The summer cruise-in at the Brick House in Humble.
I'm a brick
House. Brookshire Brothers Cruise-In is tonight at 5 p.m. in Montgomery, Texas. The Wharton Cruise Night at Domino's Pizza in Wharton, Texas.
No, at
Yep.
Domino's.
At Domino's.
The hell?
The Saturday Night Cruise-In at Home Depot in Clear Lake Shores is tonight. The Dayton Cruisers Weekly Street Meet in Dayton, Texas. Dayton's not big enough. You'll find it. If you go to Dayton, you'll find it.
You know, that's not necessarily true. I was sent on an
There's
assignment
actually
to go
two
to
roads.
Dayton, Texas and find something. No. Because
couldn't find
Dayton, Texas has got, 10 acres here, 10 acres there, 10 acres over here, a highway, 15 acres over here.
Well,
No.
There's 2 highways. And it's
Whatever.
And
You
then
gotta find 'em.
finally, tomorrow night at the Father's Day Car Show at the Ark Church in Conroe, Texas.
So
And that's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
So
Wait a minute. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sunday
Right.
at a church.
Correct.
That is not going to happen.
Well, people are going to go to church, Don. You might not, but they're inviting people to bring their cars to church and have a show at church and probably have a barbecue after it.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
Father's Day.
But 8
Don't say
a.m.
that
to
with
12
church.
a.m. 8 a.m. to 12 a.m.
you can't
12
say
p.m.
that church and that
To
word
noon.
in the same
12
sentence.
p.m. Okay, my bad.
12 to noon.
And let me
12 to noon.
12 to
12 to
noon.
noon.
That's perfect, Mike. You know, I understand 12 to noon.
I do now.
Uh-huh. So that's all night long.
No, it's
That's
all
a different
morning
song.
long.
Oh, no.
12
no.
to noon. Isn't 12 also noon? Unless it's midnight.
Well, that would be 12 midnight
To noon.
But he's saying 12 to noon.
to noon. To noon. Like Captain and Tennille, it's 12 to noon.
So
Instead of Tennille, it's
you
to
got
noon.
a different clock.
You know what?
We're going to draw pictures here in a minute.
You know what? I think
Remember
that- I think-
Caddyshack, Danny Noonan? No.
So I think that you need
We
to
are
go
in
back.
so much trouble.
I think that you need to go back to the car and smoke something different.
We need a
next
drink.
time. Wait,
I was-
that's the problem.
I was burning
Stan-
carbon
so I
deposits.
go up there to buy a taco, and Stan says, "Give him a large." So he gives me a small.
Taco?
And no,
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. And Stan says, "No. I want the large." Okay, he gives me the small. No, we want the
tall.
grande. Oh, the grande. So I come back and
No dip.
here,
No dip.
no dip. Let me hear the guy at the.
No.
Let me hear the guy at the place that
7-Eleven.
you used to go
No,
that had
I'm not going to do that.
Do that.
No,
Don't
not
do
gonna
it.
do
Yeah,
that.
just once.
I'll
Just
do
do
it
it
over.
once. Just
So you're wanting me to buy this, and he goes on.
No,
He's it's. I'm not doing that.
Info.
Do it.
Info at inwheeltime.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Send your
I'm
comments.
not doing
and
it.
it is a man that had a little issue, and Jeff does a perfect impersonation, and I don't know why I can't talk you into doing it.
Not
Just
doing
do
it. No, not on the air.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to take a break. Not that I want to, but I'm going to. And have we got one of the Lupe Tortilla Trophy winners coming up?
All trophies
Bars?
are gone.
They were leaving, so he was
Biff-
handing
Biff
them
was
out.
handing
didn't
them
he?
out.
Because they were leaving.
It was the black guy that came by here.
Yeah, I said Corvette's
He's
right
got
there.
the Corvette.
Okay, well,
Corvette.
get him over. Come on. Don't run. Got to take a break. You got 3 minutes to waddle over here, and you'll be fine. In Real Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 at iHeart.com and through the iHeart app. Just look for the In Real Time Car Talk Show. We also stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InRealTime.com, and podcasts are ripe for the picking from your favorite podcast source when Restream works, which it didn't this morning for 30 minutes. Thank you, Restream. The In Real Time Car Talk Show continues right after this break.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Lupe's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rod, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Lupe Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Lupe trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InWheelTimeCarTalk. Live from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, Texas. What were you saying,
I was
Jeff?
going to say, what were you saying?
Live.
Okay.
Just ahead in this hour, the final half hour of the In Wheel Time remote broadcast here at the Loopies. We're going to talk to Mr. Jay Marks, owner of a award-winning C609 Corvette. Plus, we got the stories making automotive news headlines this Father's Day weekend. Howdy, along with Mike, out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong. Over here, we need more Jeff Zekin. And we also have the fabulous David Ainsley.
On his way to Michigan.
Yeah,
Yes.
UP is
Yes.
Uper.
It's good to see everybody. And I'm not going to tell you
Good
who
to
I
be
am
seen.
because you don't want to know. But we want to focus our attention right now. Jay Marks. Jay, where do we know each other from?
I have no clue.
Well, I know you from somewhere.
Okay.
Jail cell.
And it
in Europe
wasn't
or
jail.
something?
It wasn't jail
Okay,
this
just
time.
making
There
sure.
we go.
Yeah. So it's great to see you, and congratulations. What category did you win?
I believe it was the cleanest engine and cleanest interior.
I'm thinking more along the lines of modern classic.
That
Modern
too.
Classic.
That too.
That does help.
So a C6 Corvette from 2009.
Yes, sir.
But obviously you're proud of the interior.
I is.
Uh-huh. And the cleanliness is next to godliness, they say.
This is true.
And so
And you were blessed with a trophy
There
today.
you go.
Thank you, sir.
A Lupe Tortilla
and
trophy.
how cool is that? That's one of those trophies that you put on the fireplace mantle.
Yes.
And everybody goes, "What's that?"
Yes.
Oh, well, let me tell you about it. I met Don Armstrong in the
conversation
In-Wheel Time
starter.
crew.
Hey, you want to check out? You want to check out my interior? Check it out.
Just don't tell my
Yeah,
wife.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So, tell me about you. First of all, you a car guy? Obviously,
I am.
always have been.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
For the
Since I
most
can
part.
afford it.
Well, that's for all of us, regular people. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you a Houstonian?
No, actually from Hartford, Connecticut. Been here since '96.
Where?
Okay.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford,
There you go.
Connecticut.
Yes,
Since
I
how long-
lived in Ridgefield, Connecticut at
There
one
you go.
point in
See,
time.
we were neighbors. We didn't know. That's why we know each other.
That's
from.
why we know each other.
That's it.
Consumer Reports is up
Ridgefield,
there.
the land of you're not allowed to put street signs up. Everything had to be below 8 feet.
Isn't
Even
con-
the McDonald's sign had to be below
Consumer
8 feet.
Reports is out there, isn't it, or near there?
They're in
Near
Connecticut.
there.
They're in
somewhere.
Connecticut.
Yes. Insurance capital of the world.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, Hartford for Hartford
And,
Insurance.
and didn't Lucy and Desi move there from New York City when they bumped up? I believe they did. They moved to Connecticut.
Some part of it.
I don't remember which one, but apparently the train got them to New York City.
Well,
That's
that's a
all
good
I remember. I've never been to Connecticut.
Well, you're missing out.
so when did you
Apparently.
when did you get to Texas?
96.
As soon as you could is the answer.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I actually have a mobile detail company.
Oh, it's a clean interior, clean head. There you
And
go.
there you have it.
Bingo.
And the name of your mobile?
Jay's Driveway Mobile Detailing.
Okay. Website?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all. I
You,
do it
you
on the
got
store.
you got to know. You got to know the man. There's no website. Are you kidding?
Well, Rochelle's got that Q5, but she's in Fresno, and I don't think you want to go to Fresno, California to do it. But she has a guy come out to.
She's got a guy
to take care of, to detail her car at the house.
Yeah, it's I like doing it. It's fun.
Well, it's
You know.
it's convenient for the car owner. I
Yes.
mean, super convenient. Whether you go to their house or you go to their work location, all you need to know is where the car is, and you can go in and show
Do
up.
you have different levels of detailing?
No, I do one. It takes about normal 2 to a car about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I go from inside to outside,
Yep.
hand wax, the whole 9 yards.
You don't
So
have to
I've
worry
got-
about who
I-
wants what because they're all going to do the same thing.
Yes.
I've got a friend of
Yes.
mine. Occasionally, when he lifts his hood, he's got like acorns and things on
Yes.
his engine.
Yes.
How do you get rid of that?
With a hope and a prayer. But I do it.
Yeah, after
Preventative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for calling me out.
I didn't call you
appreciate
out.
it.
Nobody
I
knows
know.
who it is.
There was no names involved,
Yeah,
but
we
it's
didn't
okay.
say it was
We
you.
know who it was.
You did look at him when you said that.
I was looking at you. No,
so
no.
3
Throwing it
weeks
out there.
ago, I opened the hood after it had been sitting out there for a month. Guess what were in there? Teenage possums.
I can imagine.
2 of them.
Yes.
Yep,
in
up.
your driveway?
And my car's in the driveway. Underneath
Generally
the
with
car
a cover underneath it.
Yeah.
Different.
And right up onto open the hood, and there they are.
Yeah, they found a home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever the case. So let's talk now about the C6 09 Corvette.
Yes,
How long
sir.
you had it?
7 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many miles has it got on it?
52,000.
Okay.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
So
not a
you're like
garage
me.
queen. You drive it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
On top of it being a convertible, which convertibles in Houston are wonderful most of the time. But, boy, when it gets over 100 degrees,
Yes.
it's a little toasty with the top
It's good
down.
between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., and that's just about it.
That's it. Well, that's funny you should say that because mine is a coupe. I have a C5.
Okay.
And I have 2 tops. I got the solid top,
Yes.
painted the body color, and then I've also got the clear top. That clear top has been gone for several months now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most
because
definitely.
you'll sit in there and toast.
Yes.
So
With the AC on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You toast sometimes even with the hard top on.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
so you a Corvette guy?
Yes. Well, I had a SS Camaro for several years.
My God, you and I are twins. Seriously. Yeah, me too.
Yep, yeah, it was a great car, SS.
Did you have automatic or manual transmission?
Automatic.
Automatic.
Yes, and then I met Stan Holt.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
this is
you
what
know
he-
Stan.
I do. I met with him, and he knew a guy that a fella at a Sill Cadillac, and they had that Corvette sitting there. He said, "Jay, you got to come out here and look at this car." I said, "Sir, I am not going to buy a Corvette. I have a convertible SS Camaro." He said, "Jay, I'm telling you, come out and look at this car. You won't deny." It was 29,000 miles, and I bought it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He said, "If you don't buy this car, we're no longer friends." So,
No pressure.
no,
no
not at all.
pressure.
Yeah, so I purchased it then. So
Do you detail Stan's cars?
no,
Why not?
I don't know him that well.
Oh, well,
Well, now you do. Now you do.
He's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
He
And
details Sheila's cars. That's
There
what
you
he
go.
does.
that's it.
the Cadiente.
So,
The caddy and
what part of town do you go to cruise-ins frequently?
I do. I live in Sugar Land, so
Oh, so it's
Really?
close.
We're all neighbors.
far.
Yeah.
And there's so much car stuff on the southwest side of the city.
Okay,
It can keep you busy just
Yeah.
going from event to event.
Yeah.
Everything. Friday nights, Saturdays, and
Mm-hmm.
Saturday nights and Sundays. There's always something going
yes.
on.
Yes. Was
And
it Autos, that one restaurant everybody goes
Autos.
to? There it is.
Closed.
And Autos
closed.
closed.
No way.
So
It
all the car
closed.
shows went away as well, but they always
Wow.
had they
No.
always had a
Craig,
No, Craig does his.
No, I mean, but at Autos.
Yeah.
at Autos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just across the parking lot from
On the other
Avalon,
end, yeah.
Avalon
South side.
Diner.
Okay.
The Avalon Diner on the south side of that parking.
Yes.
First Sunday of every month.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
And it's
Yeah, Sunday. So
coffee and chrome.
call me and we'll go out there together.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
What part of Sugar Land do you live in?
River Park West, 59 and 99.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're closer to him than me.
Yeah.
I live in Old Sugar Land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
up the road from you.
He's
Okay,
at
deal.
Pheasant Creek.
Oh yeah. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a pool?
No.
He's looking for a neighbor with a pool.
Cassie wants one.
Thinking, we're going over to his house this afternoon.
She'll be here shortly, and she's into the pool, so y'all talk later.
But Don's got the creek out in front of your place, just about.
Yeah.
No.
It's a couple of
Oyster
blocks
Creek?
over.
Yeah.
That ain't no pool. That's
No.
a cesspool is what that is.
You don't want to go there.
No, absolutely not. So have you done anything to the Corvette?
No, it's totally factory.
Just drive it.
Just keep it pretty.
Keep it pretty. That's it.
Well, it's convertible and it's Corvette. What else you want?
Yeah, I mean, enough horsepower. For
Is
what
it
I do.
maroon?
No, it's like I'm not really sure what that red is
can't-
called, but it's like a candy kind of a red.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a dark red.
Yes, like a burgundy kind of.
You know, I saw a car, and it was a new car, and I'd not seen this color before. This past week, wow, it was awesome. It was kind of like a dark cherry red. I'd never seen it before. I went, and it takes a lot for me to stop and look at when a car color, and it was a brand new car color. And I thought, wow, man, that is just awesome.
They're
and I'm
coming
not a maroon kind of guy.
Right.
And this was kind of teetering on maroon, but dark cherry red. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
Well,
it
I
was
think
epic.
Jay may be a maroon kind of guy because he's wearing an A&M
Yeah. So
shirt.
what's up with the A&M shirt?
My daughter.
Sure,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
That's funny how that daughter thing. Yeah.
4th year pre-med, so it's
good for
about
her.
About time to sell a Corvette so she can finish.
Listen,
Give her a couple of years and she'll buy you another
There
one.
it is.
I've gone way beyond that with that Alabama, University of Alabama education with mine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. You have no clue.
She's a rocket
I
scientist.
begged her to go to A&M. Dad, I am not going to A&M.
I love the school. It's a great school.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it had been a perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the degree there that she was after.
Yes.
Oh no, it's not good enough.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go out of town. We got to go out of state.
Oh, yeah, that's out of state. That's out of state, yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
like 4 times the cost
Yes.
of in-state.
Yes. Yes, and you can't see her every weekend.
You see how I look today?
So that was to her advantage of him not being able to go every
I'm
weekend.
actually only 35 years old.
You
I
look
just look
fabulous.
this way. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, I
I
like that.
look just like a King Tut in the tomb.
Well, the muscle structure you have is just outstanding.
Absolutely. it
Both
is.
of them.
But his interior's clean.
There it is. Bum. Yeah.
So, have you won any trophies with your car before?
No.
This is the first one.
Yes.
Well,
And your
congratulations.
wife's not here, and you're going to take that home. And say, see here, honey.
That's right.
I told you.
I need another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need
more
a new
cars.
Corvette now. Yeah.
Well,
Step up
there
my
was a
game.
C8 driven in here
Yes.
before. You, as an owner of a C6, what's your opinion of the C8?
I like it. I detail a lot of them, and they're really, really nice cars.
They really
are. It's a total different call on the Corvette. Everybody was submitting.
But it's fitting. It's fitting for the car, and it needed that jump. It needed to go there.
It's a totally different car. Horsepower-wise, comfort-wise, handling-wise.
And it rides so well.
Yes.
Have you driven one?
Yes, I have. Several.
Craig's got one. He's got 2 actually, and he took me for a ride in it. It's like the nicest Cadillac that you've ever been in.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a hot rod with
And it's a hot rod.
450 horsepower.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you're driving a Corolla down the street, but all of a sudden you punch it, and then you go, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing what
It
they
is.
did with
It
that
is.
car.
The comfort level is great.
Yeah, they did their homework on that car.
They did.
And
So-
now
And it's not $200,000. That's the thing that gets you.
But
Yeah.
it looks like
That's it.
$200,000.
Yes.
And now the evolution of it is, which is very typical of General Motors, is you start off with the base, and now they're going to come out with the Z06,
Mm-hmm.
and then
the
there
electric.
is a ZR1 or
You
an
just
EV
wait
one.
till that electric comes out. Oh my God! I can only imagine what that car will do.
Oh, yeah.
And that car
for
the
200
C8
miles.
whatever. that
It'll be a
that,
quick 200 miles.
that car was designed as a battery car that started off as an ICE engine. You realize that?
No.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That car was designed to take batteries.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
But it
gonna
was
be
also designed to start off with an ICE.
Internal
Yeah,
combustion.
you've got to get it out there into the market while you're developing the rest of it.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt. But the thing is, like you were saying, the new ones,
Yes.
you get them for $80,000.
Yes.
Actually, get them a little less. Prices on some of these other ones are catching up with them. Though.
They are.
I saw a video just yesterday. I had to look because it was a guy doing a video on a C5, and okay, I'll watch. And the price. Have you seen the prices on a C5? I paid $18,000 for mine. $18,000
with 21,000 miles on it.
No,
or
at the
something?
time I bought it, it only had 16,000 miles on it. I bought
Yes,
it five years ago.
Okay.
The value of your car, my car,
Yes.
is like, dude, why wouldn't you buy it?
Right.
Because it's cheap.
Yes.
And if you consider all things that are out there right now.
Oh, gotcha. And the comfort level, the maintenance level, all that contributes to
reliability, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
it's-
go look at the earlier, the 62, 3, and 4, which I do like.
Mhm.
And I thought I wanted one until I started really trying to find out how much they cost.
Yes.
How bad they drive comparative to yours
Oh,
or
gosh,
his.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's twice the price.
Yes.
If not 3 times.
And 3 times the maintenance. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
depending on which engine you get, you may get the one with solid lifters in it, so you got to keep the valves adjusted.
Right.
You're going to have to do points and condenser. You're going to have to do timing. You're going to have to jack with a carburetor. You jump in one with an LS in it, 5 or 6,
Yes.
or even the 7. You know, it's the
And you can
beauty
enjoy it.
of
Yes.
you know, change the oil, change the filters, change
And
the
be on with
fluids.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be done.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have the C6 and they'll put cams in them and other things in them, and they go, man, my car won't start today.
Yeah.
I'll be right over in mine.
Well, I toyed with actually putting a supercharger on my LS1 and the C5. And more I read, I'm thinking, okay, so we know that there's valve spring problems. You're trying to wind it up tighter than it was designed for. Why am I going to cause all those problems
Yes.
for myself and spend $8,000?
And probably never drive it in a manner to enjoy the blower.
No.
Right.
You know, that's kind of on the crazy side on the street. If you were in a track car, it'd be something different.
Yes.
But 350 in yours, 400 in yours
Yeah.
is
It's plenty.
sufficient.
Yeah, it'll snap your neck back.
Have you put it on the drag strip?
No.
So I did a couple of months ago. I went on called the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. You need to do that next year with us. There's a bunch of Corvettes.
March?
That,
April.
April.
And I had the best time ever for a regular car guy.
Yes.
And it was all sorts of cars, and there was a collection of Corvettes. A lot of these guys were road race Corvettes,
Okay.
and they took them on there. But it didn't make any difference. I had the best time. We made a little stop at a drag strip
Okay.
in Dripping Springs. And, dude, I had so much fun. By myself,
Yes.
I ran a 13 flat
Wow.
in the C5. But online, it's what it said it's supposed to do.
There it is.
And it did.
With no
You've got-
modifications.
no modifications. Now, you've got an automatic.
Yes.
I gotta shift it myself.
Okay.
So there was that challenge that I brought to it. It's kind of like being handicapped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not like bumping paddle shifters
Yeah, I
or
love the
something
paddle
like
shifters.
that.
Yeah.
3 hours from home, you don't want to launch it so hard that
You break
the
something.
rear
Snap
end.
snap
Right.
an axle.
That's right.
And that
And
was
then-
the other thing that I found out
Yeah.
by reading online. Well, you need to be careful with the axles because the axles aren't really made for drag racing. Great. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, damn it.
And it's called a tow truck when I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A flatbed.
And then Don's going to go to the Corvette Invasion on what is
Next
that?
month.
Next month.
July 15th
17th
through the 17th,
Something like that, yeah.
and that's at the Bastrop Convention Center.
Really?
And there'll be
Yeah.
a couple of hundred Corvettes there.
Oh,
Easily a couple.
350. So you need to go. It's a day drive. You know
Wow.
what
Yeah,
Bastrop
yeah,
is.
yeah.
The Corvette Invasion.
Corvette Invasion.
Have to check that out.
Yeah, dude.
July 15th through the 17th.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway,
Get out there with all the other Corvette aficionados.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
Bring your trophy.
So do you have the Wave? Do you have the Corvette Wave, or is it this, or is it this? What is
this.
it? It's just a peace sign. Now, Don, be nice.
You've got issues.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
And you haven't known him that long. You've already figured it out. You're very
is that
perceptive.
You? No. Is that you? That was David. David?
David went that way. I
Oh.
don't know. So
Oh.
let me ask you: have you been to New Orleans in it?
New Orleans?
Yeah.
No. No. Haven't.
Close that door.
That's
we-
been one of my. I've told my wife for years now. I'm going to get a convertible one
Smells
of
like the
these days. We're
tides.
going to go to New Orleans in that convertible, and just I like the drive over there.
Yes.
Do you have your microphone on, Mike?
I do, but there's something up here that if you hit the table right, then it starts working.
This is all your equipment. This is all your doings.
I know. That's why I didn't bring it up. Every time Comrade goes and hits the table,
Well, I
go
noticed
dead.
that every once in a while you've said, "Yes, Becky, I know." I get that. So,
No, you don't. You've lost 3 of them.
Exactly.
Mars has only lost one of them, and he's held on to Becky so far.
No. She's put up with him and moved him to his mother's house.
Yeah, she came back from New York yesterday, so that'll tell you how that's going.
Oh yes.
So who has
they
a
do
pool?
have issues.
Who has a swimming pool? Okay, all right.
I live up in almost Tomball.
Not a problem.
And he never uses the damn swimming pool.
He doesn't.
But
Yeah,
he pays a fortune to have some guy come and clean it and Clorox it and do whatever.
I've been in it. I've already been in it. I was in it last night.
Thanks for the call.
Yep.
Did you have your clothes on?
I had most of them. No. I wasn't naked. I wasn't naked.
That's why you don't want him to call him.
I just threw up in
But I
my
jumped-
throat.
Don't even.
But I don't
no.
have a Speedo. They don't make Speedos to
Listen,
fit.
if you want to go to a pool, I'll go rent us a hotel room where we could use the damn pool. Okay, that'd be better than going over there.
It's just sounding that way,
Yeah.
really.
Gosh, you look at my street. Every house on my side of the street's got a pool behind it. It's crazy.
Yeah, to be used 2-3 months out of the year.
Oh no, I can be in my pool March through early November.
Okay,
March is a little chilly. Little.
we wouldn't know the
Chilly.
difference.
Yeah.
But April, May, June, July, August, September is fine.
See,
right now, the pool water is
Shut up, Mike.
is
No, you hit it, and I went live again, so now I
is 84 degrees. 94 degrees.
Jay,
my
you
pool
had no
temperature.
clue what you were getting yourself
I
into.
really didn't.
You
I was just happy to get a trophy. That's
There
what I'm
you
here.
go.
That's
Hanging out with car people, you never know what you're going to
There
get.
you go.
Exactly. Jay, it's great to meet you. Great to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
And thanks. You better come back. We need to see you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Stan Holt.
Thank you.
don't
Hey,
know
you're
where
on
he
the
went.
In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for riding with us today. And by the way, we'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. And you'll probably never listen to us again. But we understand it's okay. It's all my fault. And I've been trained that way for many, many decades.
We're going to blame you anyhow,
Yeah.
Don.
Absolutely. All right. Do we have any other features that we need to get in?
You got features and headlines.
Hey, thank you, man. Great to see you. What do you mean? Where
Oh,
is
there's
Stan?
always a couple other headlines.
Stan never even got on the air with us, did he?
Bring
I
him on.
know. I haven't seen him. There's Bill Seitz.
Yeah.
You know, they'll let anybody into these.
Another
No, they wouldn't.
another Corvette guy.
What? It's not 11 yet. Good. Well, that's fitting. I know.
So have you seen the
Matt,
new?
do you know Bill? Bill Seitz. This is Matt England and his wife, and just to let you know, Bill Seitz is the man that is pretty much responsible for everything that I am involved with when it comes to Corvettes, and a lifestyle that's gone right down the toilet since I met him. So, and I did reach out to John Hovis and asked him this morning via a email or a text, John, am I invited to next week's soiree? Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me know and for letting me invite myself. Just let me know how many you're bringing. So, are you going to be there? Are you going to dance? I want to see that. Yes, you are. You're going to dance with me, big boy. I do know what happened last time. Look at us.
Last time out there, he got married, didn't he?
Oh, God, shut up. We don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, there are some stories making news headlines this week. New data from Carfax shows that 50 million U.S. vehicles have an open recall issue that drivers are expected to get repaired.
Not surprised.
A significant concern for driver safety, according to Carfax. Faisal Hassan, GM of Data and Public Policy at Carfax, says Takata airbags and do not drive recalls are the most common open recalls today. About 67 million Takata airbag inflators have been under recall in the U.S. for several years because of a potentially lethal defect linked to at least 19 deaths and 400 injuries. Carfax has partnered with DMVs like in California, New York, Texas, Ohio, Maryland, and so on. We've reached out to insurance companies, fleet companies, finance companies, all the rental car companies, Uber, Lyft, and auctions too. Dealers face potential liabilities as well. dealership here in Texas was sued last month, along with Ford Motor Company, for not replacing a Takata airbag in a 2007 Ford Mustang it sold. The vehicle later was involved in an accident in which the airbag injured someone riding in the car, according to the lawsuit.
Oh, boy.
Get the damn thing fixed.
Well, they make a point, though. If you're a used car operator and you're selling a used car,
it's under recall.
You're going to be held accountable for it. So do something about it. It doesn't cost you anything to do something about it. Most of the Takata airbags, you can go into these dealerships, and they literally have pallets of airbags waiting to service your car. The Honda stores, the GM stores literally are delivered pallets of airbags at a time.
And you know that those airbags are at the top of the list in the service department.
Right.
One comes in, fix it now, today, right now.
And they're not that difficult to fix because really they just pop the module out, pop a new module in, and off you go. They fill out the paperwork, and you're done.
What they don't have are pallets of catbacks.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Well, there's that.
So you heard Nissan says the new Z, will be available in 3 monotone colors and 6 two-tone color schemes with the black roof.
The black roof?
Yeah, they're going to all have a black roof.
Oh, no.
Which I think is odd.
Why?
I'm going to have to see one.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Ford Motor Company recalling 50,000 Mustang Mach-E crossovers following a safety defect that could cause the electric vehicle to lose power. In addition to the recall, Ford's issued a stop sale on the Mach-E. Under the new orders, retailers are not allowed to complete the sale by delivering the vehicle to customers. The automaker in the memo said vehicles' high-voltage battery main contactors could overheat, leading to a malfunction that could cause the vehicle to either not start or immediately lose propulsion power while in motion. Ford spokesman says the remedy is a software update, and the automaker expects to deploy that update next month. A software update. Explain that to me, please. I understand software update, over-the-air update. I got it. But, I mean, how is a contactor issue, which is basically a spark between two pieces of metal?
I guess as opposed to turning it fully on at once, they'll ramp it up as they turn it on so that it isn't so much what's
juice
called,
right away.
So it's called inrush current.
Right.
So when you turn something on, if you watch it on a scope, the current
Spike
goes way up and you get a spike and then it flattens out. So they may be modulating it as it comes on so there isn't such a spike in it.
Okay.
That would be my assumption. You heard Ford is also in deep doo-doo over the Mach-E because the cost of batteries has been skyrocketing and they're not making any money on it.
Got to take a quick break. We'll be right back to wrap up today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after this.
Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Lupi's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Lupi Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Lupi trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. Hey, when you're on our Facebook page, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, and share our junk if you would, please. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn hunting features along with all things automotive all week long, including new car reviews, upcoming events, cruise-ins, racing events, and other goodies. You can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. In Wheel Time can also be heard live on Facebook, YouTube, and on InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central Time when Restream works. 30-minute podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider 7 days a week. Hey, Restream! The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is David Ainsley. Our Marketing and Advertising Manager and Video Technical Director is We Need More, Jeff Zekin. For Booking Agent and Podcast Editor Mike Mars and his Royalty King Conrad DeLong, I'm Don Armstrong. Today's In Wheel Time was produced in memoriam by dear and sweet director and friend Rusty Knight. We love you, Bronco Billy. Be sure and join us again for our next live In Wheel Time Car Talk Show next Saturday, June 25th, starting at 8 a.m. Central Time on all of these In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. So long for now, everybody.